Welcome to Haunted Hangover podcast. I'm Louie, and I'm joined by a returning guest. It's been almost 2 years since the last time this guy was on. Alex, aka Razors in the Night. Welcome back, man.
Hello, I'm very excited for this. We've been talking about, I think you and I have been talking about doing this for probably since that last one ended, I think.
Yeah, and you mentioned that last one. So, 2024, you were on. We talked vintage. Me, you, and Dave talked vintage Halloween / random t-shirts because I think my picks weren't technically Halloween shirts, but I was like, whatever, who cares?
No, it counts.
It does. And one of my shirts is what triggered, well, two, because I think one of your picks as well. You had a Knots shirt, and I had a Confrontation shirt in the mix. And then that is what sort of triggered us to want to do this episode. It just took us a couple years to get to it.
Yeah.
but we're here. We're finally doing it. And that is talking Universal Studios theme park memories.
Thank God.
And I'm sure other amusement parks will be sprinkled in. I'm sure they'll get mentioned while we're talking about Universal Studios.
Yeah.
But before we do that, if any listeners, shame on you, didn't listen to the Vintage Halloween Teas episode, go back and check that out if you didn't. Let them know a little bit about Razors in the Night. What you got going on over there?
Well, dude, actually, this is something I've been meaning to tell you that I just remembered now because you brought up my picks from that episode. Two of those picks that I picked at one of the Knots one, the one with the Dracula, and then the Hornets one with the pumpkin chainsaw, have been two of my Grail vintage shirts forever. But they're always over $150. I've gotten since that episode, I've gotten both of them for under $20.
What?
Yeah, I got both of them. Yeah,
that's insane, dude.
Both of those designs. I don't remember off the top of my head what other ones I posted, and I got an original Spooky World shirt for $35 one day on eBay.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. My luck with that stuff has just been crazy, but yeah, it's insane.
I don't know how you do it. I go on there, I save the prompt, and I save it. I rarely ever see them that low. I think recently, and I don't know. So recently, on the subjects of t-shirts and old attractions, I bought an old Terminator 2 3D, the show, for $20, and it's like Arnold, and then the other half is the Terminator exoskeleton T-800 face, and I got that for $20, and I think it's from the late 90s.
I have the same
one. That was
one.
just luck.
Yeah. I have the same exact shirt. I think that we were talking about. I think that's how much dude, that's when you get those random, dude, the one I got, I'll send you a picture. You can throw it up on here, but I got before McCamey Manor was called McCamey Manor. It was Russ's Horror House. And dude, I got a shirt from that haunted house. I found one on eBay randomly, and I messaged my buddy. I was like, is this the same thing? He's like, dude, that you have to buy that. And it's literally pre McCamey Manor shirt. It's insane. But yeah, dude, I don't know. My luck has been really weird.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you get the fact that you got a Spooky World shirt for $30, you said?
Yeah. I'm gonna gatekeep my secret, but I'm gonna tell you when we're done recording.
Okay. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what the secret is. Sprinkle that knowledge on me, because, dude, I think Spooky World, especially old Spooky, really old Spooky World stuff, goes for hundreds of dollars.
Dude, I'm not even trying to be like this, but since I did those shirts, the tapes are now $150. They never used to be that expensive. The VHS talking.
Yeah, the one with all the I know. I think I have that VHS, but I think I got it for. I think I have a bootleg of it though. I don't think I have a legit copy. But even the brochures go for $50 when you.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. Yeah, some people have hit me up since I've done that Spooky World thing and have been hey, I have this old stuff if you want it. And I've traded a lot of people and been just send me this and let me know what shirts you want. I'll just send you that, because I care. That's what I want more than money. It's that stuff. I want the mug, the sign. That's dude, that's my dream come true.
I'll tell you what, that Confrontation shirt we mentioned in that episode, still have
Yeah.
not seen it less than like $100. So
Maybe down the line someone will reproduce it. So
I think that shirt alone, like that shirt, basically, I just don't think they had there's not a lot of them. They just don't.
yeah,
I think it's the same guy has been selling it for 5 years.
yeah,
He's got like two of them, and he's just the
yeah,
only person that has them. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. But that episode and that discussion, this whole deal about the T-shirts and haunts and amusement parks and Universal Studios is what made us want to do this. It's
yeah.
not technically Halloween or horror related, but yeah, it is, because we are going to talk a little bit about Halloween, obviously because of HHN. But amusement parks. What is it? I'm going to start with you here. I've talked about it ad nauseum on the show, I'm sure. But for you, Alex, what is it about amusement parks that you love? Why is it special to you? Universal Studios specifically, like why you keep going back, why you love it so much, but kind of sprinkle both. Amusement parks, Universal Studios. Why do you love both so much?
I mean, before I ever got into, horror movies or movies in general, or listening to like actual music, you know what I mean? Like discovering my own favorite bands, etc. My first exposure to anything like, I wouldn't, not subculture, but it's like a little bit more niche than like a normal thing a kid would be exposed to. You know what I mean? Like theme park culture, not just like going to Disneyland. My parents moved from Detroit to California when I was 9 months old. So, and I have younger parents too. So they were coming from Michigan, where there's not, they don't have the Universal, they don't have the Disneyland, they don't have the whatever. So they were coming here excited about these things. So they wanted to go and would take me also. And Universal was one of the first places, like, can't really remember a lot of stuff from my childhood, like, especially that young, but like, I have such vivid memories of how it used to be and how the park was, especially like late 90s, early 2000s, that like, I feel like it shaped me, my taste, my interest so much as I was a kid. Like, I feel like if I never had those experiences, I wouldn't like the stuff I like now, especially at the level I like it, because back then you would just experience, it felt like you were in the movie of what you were trying to see, whether it be, Frankenstein and Dracula walking around, and then Doc Brown and Marty McFly are outside the back. It was just so immersive, especially back then, that I feel like it really just like clung to my brain at a perfect age, as well as my parents too, because they were pass holders. We would go to Universal all the time. I lived 10 minutes away from Universal. I have more footage of me on tape as a kid at Universal than I do opening Christmas presents. Like it's been something I've loved since I was a kid, and I'm 30 now and don't see myself outgrowing it anytime soon. So
It's nostalgia, man. I feel like everything, I hate it because it's a
yeah,
little redundant. We tend to always bring it up, but nostalgia plays into everything. It's almost like sickening that, music, movies, Halloween, amusement parks, all these interests. It's just nostalgia and kind of the joy all that stuff brought you as a kid.
yeah,
And you just, like you said, just never growing. Like, you'll never grow out of it. You're going to be old and gray and still want to get on, rides
yeah,
that you hope you can still get on,
yeah,
at a certain age. But I would agree. Like, even for me, it's just the immersion. And I think this also goes into our love for haunted attractions. Like, they go
for
hand in
sure.
hand. Kind of feeling, loving movies. You experience these movies like Back to the Future, Jaws, etc. And then the fact that you can go to a place where you feel like you're in the movie, which was Universal Studios' whole deal back in the 90s. And just kind of what that makes you feel, whether it's fear and you're happy, enjoyment, all the feelings. Because, at least for me, and we're going to get into it, there was a lot of scary shit,
Yeah, dude.
back in the day when you go to these amusement parks for the first time, and you're almost confused because you know what these things are, like E.T.,
Yeah.
and then seeing him on an attraction when you're 4 or 5, not comprehending what's real and what's not yet.
Yeah.
And just kind of how that, your imagination just continues to kind of like, evolve and change throughout the years, especially when you don't really know. That's the one thing I miss about being a kid is not knowing how everything works.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah. For
know,
sure.
like even for me going now to the new park, Epic Universe, I
Yeah.
know how all this shit works. Like you can see it. I can see what's a screen, what's an
Yeah.
animatronic, what's,
You see
hidden with a
those,
fog effect.
you see those black curtains on Monsters and
Oh
Chains. You're
yeah,
like,
we'll talk about those in a few.
you're like, I'm just in a warehouse right now.
Yeah. So you see that shit
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh man, like, that kind of takes away the immersion. But when you're a kid, you don't pay attention to any of that stuff. Like you really,
Yeah.
I remember, getting on a call, and I don't want to talk about the rides yet because we're going to do that too.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
remember getting on specific rides and feeling like I'm where they want me to be.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a New York City subway, being from New
Yeah.
York, it's like I'm in Florida getting on a ride that's supposed to look like the subway. And it looks like the subway because I know what the real deal looks like. So it's just kind of like seeing that stuff and just kind of the magic of attractions, as you get older, it's still there. It's a little different, but I think we're chasing that dragon. We're chasing, we're chasing the magic that these rides brought to us.
And something I also wanted to talk about too, like in that first question you asked, it's kind of related, and I'm going to leave the specific attraction that I'm thinking about in mind when I talk about this. But I think also I am at such a rare age group where YouTube was not a thing when I was, I don't know when YouTube. I think YouTube came out when I was maybe like 9 or 10, maybe.
Yeah, 2002. I was in high school because I remember going on there in like an hour to download a video or some shit.
So I had already experienced all these things pre-YouTube, right? It sucks now that, which I'll get into later again, everything is just, everyone's so focused on instant gratification now that POVs are posted 30 seconds after. And I caved into it too because I had some things at Epic Universe completely spoiled for me because I just could not wait to see them. And I wish I hadn't because, like I said, I'll get into that later. But
dude, I saw nothing. I purposely.
Dude, I'm so jealous. I wish I'm so stupid for not doing. Like I regret that so much, and that was definitely a learning lesson where like I don't think I'll ever do that again.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is that I do wish I could just naturally experience these things because I thinking about me being my age right now, where I am right now, coming somewhere where I don't know what to expect and going on Jurassic Park the ride for the first time, like my head would explode. If I was, I would be like, what the fuck is happening? This is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just like, I think that's something too why I do like this as much as I did because I got to experience all these things with no context and also at some of my most formative years when these are the things that I'm doing and absorbing myself in. That's why it stuck with me for so long. It's almost like a comfort thing. Like my life was awesome. I was going to Terminator and meeting Dracula, you know what I mean? And it's like Wednesday at 2 p.m. Like it's the best day ever. But
Frankenstein's walking around and like Beetlejuice is following him.
Yeah. Which Hollywood still does, which is sick. But yeah.
Yeah, Florida. I don't know what happened over there. We'll get to that too. Before we continue, we completely brushed over it. Razors in the Night. What you got going on over there before we move forward?
Yeah, I mean, I make t-shirts. I do art. It's kind of hard to pinpoint it really, but it's like just severe ADHD thrown into a Instagram page, and if people like my t-shirts, then they buy them. But I do a lot of other stuff. I don't really want it just to be labeled as a t-shirt page, which I'm not, you didn't do, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I try to do stuff differently if I can, I'm not the most original person ever, but yeah, I do shirts, I do zines, I do VHSs. I help host a lot of VHS swaps on the West Coast, which is something I've been getting into recently, and actually something I do kind of want to half plug and half talk about, but currently in process of making a shot on video scarecrow slasher. So yeah, that's been like my big thing, and gonna hopefully have a short version of it, probably like a 20-minute version of it out by May if everything goes well, and then kind of do like a Kickstarter thing so people know what they're getting into and do like a full hour-ish long with just like bumped up. But yeah, all shot on video, all practical effects. I'm doing the music. I'm editing it myself. It's gonna be awesome. I'll send you I have some test footage done, but yeah, that's like the
Might
next
have
big
to have you
thing.
back on when that's
Yeah,
done. Talk about it once
yeah,
you
dude.
got it out there.
I'm fucking stoked. Leg Farmer, shout out Leg Farmer.
That sounds awesome, dude. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to seeing it. So
yeah, Leg Farmer did all the art for it. It's uh I don't want. I'll tell you the title off track.
yeah,
Well, I'll
yeah.
tell
Don't
you.
tell me now.
Yeah. The name is genius, and I don't want anyone to take it. But
Yeah,
premise
yeah.
is, two metalheads are at like a Halloween party, and you can keep this in. I'm not. I'm trying to sell people on this. But two metalheads are like like Hesher looking dudes are at a Halloween party. They're bitching about how they hate how Halloween is now, how it's stale, how people are dressing up as Squid Games characters and not skeletons anymore, that kind of thing. And then so they ditch the Halloween party, get into some trouble, and run into a scarecrow slasher that has some other words to say. So kind of like Evil Dead 2 meets Detroit Rock City is what I'm going for. So
That sounds like a match made in heaven. Can't
yeah,
wait.
but
Can't wait to
shot on
watch that.
shot on video style. So yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
the
it's gonna
editing
be.
on that must be fun.
Yeah, it's honestly I have like a pretty good digitizing
Yeah,
rig that doesn't make it too hard, So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
even in Premiere, it sucks. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's between like getting caught up on all these orders and trying to find a real job. That's what I like my spare time. That's been like my fun project. I try to put like an hour or two into it a day, and I've got a lot done for it. I'm really excited to just do it. So yeah,
Yeah, man. Listen, making a movie of any kind, short, long,
yeah,
whatever, fucking takes over your life, man. But
yeah,
when all is said and done, and you can see a finished product, I'm sure you're gonna be very proud of it. I'm
yeah.
looking
I'm
forward to
excited,
seeing it. It's the
man.
first time even learning of this, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
So
I've told like 6 people, so I'm excited. Yeah.
can't wait. Well, you know what we'll do when it's out and you. Because I'm guessing you're gonna sell VHS tapes of this, right? I'm guessing
Yeah,
that's
we
the
try to.
yeah.
I'm gonna tapes for sure. Have someone that's interested in putting it out, and then I kind of want to do like a DVD run too to make it like super true to the era. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you gotta.
So we'll
Don't
see.
do what I did. My first movie, my first feature, I did release no physical media of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was too lazy to deal with all that, and I
Also
put it
makes
up
people want to
online.
see it. They get
Yeah,
FOMO. They get FOMO. So
probably should do that eventually. So, first movie I ever wrote is out, but that's out of print now. You can't even find that. So,
see, that's something. There you go.
yeah, DVD's out of print. Blood Slaughter Massacre. Shout out to Blood Slaughter Massacre, that piece of shit. All right.
Double feature coming soon with
Double fee.
censored movies.
There you
Yeah,
go. Oh, dude, Blood Slaughter Massacre. If I could get you I should send that to you. I wrote
dude,
that
yeah, I'd
movie.
watch it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd watch it.
Manny, who's one of my other co-hosts here, he directed it. Me and
Oh,
him
nice.
wrote it. Me and him shot it, and then his wife produced it. This was
That's sick.
15 years ago. So moving forward with the main topic here. When was the first time you visited Universal, either coast or
Yeah.
both, if you can remember?
Hollywood kind of gets hazy for me because like I said, like I started going there probably 98, I think is when I started going to Universal. And I don't really remember exactly when, but Florida, uh, I went for the first time in 2018, I believe. And
Wow.
it just happened on a whim. Like it just, all the stars aligned and I ended up going. And I didn't like, I knew about Orlando stuff, but I wasn't as obsessive as I was over the Hollywood stuff just because I was local. You know what I mean? And so I didn't really have a context of how the park was on the inside. And when I walked in, it felt like I was at Universal when I was a kid again. Like I could not believe that was like nostalgia maxing. That is the most nostalgia I've ever felt in my entire life. Like seeing ET, like that dude, it was like top three best days of my life. So it's insane. But Islands, I'll get into that because I want to say that for my epic talk. But that was amazing too. Like before, again, like haunted houses and like that, I was obsessed with roller coasters as I was a kid, and I kind of fell out of it as I got older because I got more into haunted houses, that kind of stuff, and kind of got motion sick the older I got. Like I used to love going to Magic Mountain. I would do everything crazy. Used to love just like watching roller coaster engineering videos, super obsessive over it when I was younger. And then I started getting motion sick, so I stopped riding roller coasters. But when I went to Epic Universe in 2025, or sorry, Islands of Adventure, I rode a certain ride there that has reignited my love for roller coasters. So we'll get into that later. But
think I know which one it is. Think I
probably
could.
number one moment of my entire life. I will never forget this moment. For I talk about it every single day, and it's the best thing on planet Earth. But yeah,
It's
like I don't know, like those I can't really remember a specific time, but yeah, like I would say like summer '99 is when I would '98 is when I started going.
so it's funny because we're kind of flipped. So I've been going to Universal Studios Orlando, so the very first park since 1990.
Hmm.
Since I was a kid, so I was 4 years old.
When did it open? Did it open in 90?
90,
Oh,
1990.
nice. Oh,
Yeah, no,
you saw day one. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Day
That's sick.
one, no Jaws ride because everyone
Yeah.
knows the story with the Jaws ride. It
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
working that initial year, and they had to push it back 2 years. No, 3 years. 93 is when the second version opened up. So I went when it opened. I went to the initial opening. My mom got free tickets because half the rides were messed up. They weren't
Yeah.
working. They weren't operational. I think it was like Back to the Future. Confrontation was like half the day off and then half the day on, but we were able to get on it. No Jaws because for obvious reasons, like I just
Yeah.
mentioned. And the Hanna-Barbera ride was open.
Oh
The
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, dude.
that was open,
Yeah.
and the shows, the horror makeup show, and the Alfred Hitchcock Art of Filmmaking was open. So it was like
Oh
mostly the
yeah.
shows and like 3 rides because of all
Yeah.
the issues that they had. I didn't go to the West Coast Hollywood Universal Studios till I was in my 20s.
Oh, okay.
I
So you
think it
didn't
was
get to see it at its like prime.
no, I
Yeah.
didn't go. I went, and I don't want to spoil some of the other things we're going to be talking about, but when I went was I think 2013.
Okay.
2013, 2014. It's a little hazy now, but it was around that time. So
Did you
over
do
10
House of
over what happened?
Did you do House of Horrors?
I
Or
did.
is it okay, so yeah, you were there pre
Yeah.
2014. I think they
It
closed in 2014.
yeah, it wasn't the Walking
Walking
Dead
Dead. Yeah.
thing that they did like a year or two later. So yeah,
Yeah.
I went through that I think that's the year before it closed.
Okay, cool. That's good. I'm
Yeah.
glad you got to do that. That's sick.
Yeah. We do have we're gonna hit on things we wish we rode. So I don't want to say which one
Yeah.
I wish. There's two I wish I was able to experience. They were done already when I went. But yeah, I didn't go till much later. So I got to do the haunted house, and I got to do the original Jurassic Park the ride.
Oh, nice.
So I
Nice.
was able. Yeah, I think that closed. I was able to get on the original Jurassic Park the ride. I think on 2 or 3 visits.
Nice.
Out there.
Yeah, they didn't close till later.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
2019, right? Or am I
Yes,
wrong?
I think close
2018.
2018, yeah.
Yeah. So I was able to get on that 2 or 3 times. 'Cause I remember my initial. That was one of the things I was most excited for because I knew I had River Adventure out
Yeah, yeah,
here, but I wanted to see like the Jeep and all that. That's not in the Florida version. So I remember that was what I was most stoked for, and obviously the House of Horror,
Yeah.
House of Horrors. So those were like the 2 big ones for me.
Yeah.
But I was glad to get on those because they both closed a few years later. I think when I went last time, Jurassic World was being built.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
yeah.
even
The
open
walls
yet.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't even. So I got to see like the depressing part
Yeah.
of that. That shit looked fucking. It was horrible. I remember they had like all the
Yeah.
walls up, and it was like all
Yeah.
the blue lettering
Blue,
and like
yeah,
the
all the blue.
Mosasaurus.
Yeah, the Photoshop on top
Yeah.
of the blue. Yeah, dude. That's
Yeah.
one of the worst things they've ever done. I don't that shit.
Yeah. And it's
such a
funny because
bummer.
when I went back and Jurassic Park the ride, it was funny. So they had the cover, right? Covering the ride. I had gone on it, but it was drained.
Yeah,
You still
so
saw
weird.
you could still see the little kind of, that like little mountain or whatever they have when you and the wall was still beige. So they hadn't
Yeah.
even painted it yet. So it was still
Yeah.
the original, right? It was beige originally, right? If I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
correctly.
And then they changed it to green. I
Green,
think.
yeah. It's green or gray now. I don't,
Yeah, yeah, dude, it's bad. It's
I don't
bad.
even know. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all
It's
bad.
not the same ride anymore.
No.
But those were that's basic. So it's funny because we're flipped. I grew up mostly going to the Orlando park.
Yeah.
And then didn't get to go to Hollywood until I was already an adult. And then you're the other way around. You grew up in Hollywood, didn't get to come to Orlando until you were an adult. So
yeah.
Damn, so you must have been like, damn, whereas you were hearing about Jaws and
yeah, I went a year after it closed. I was so pissed about that. But and also T2 had just closed. Like I think T2 closed like within like months of me being there, and I was like, fuck. Because that was like I wanted to see that so bad. So bad. But when I went for the first time, I didn't do islands. So that's why when I talk about my epic trip, that was my first islands trip.
Wow.
So,
oh shit. Dude. Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
So wait, when you did Hollywood not get T2?
No, they did, but it closed before the Orlando one did. It closed way earlier.
Yeah, I did.
I think I could be wrong, but it was open in Orlando longer because Hollywood is now Minions, and then now over there it's the Minions but like shoot thing, right?
No, it's Bourne.
Oh, really? That's
There's
what took over?
It's basically the same show, but with like Matt Damon Bourne, which I've never seen any of those movies, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's like tucked away. It's like tucked away in the street. Okay, I know where you're talking about.
It's in the Hollywood section of the park, basically. It's like off, like if you walk through, if you were to, because I usually go straight to like the New York area. If you make a right first, you go towards like past Minions, and then there's like the Hollywood portion, and that's where I believe T2 was, and it's now the Bourne Experience or some shit. I don't even know. I've only seen that new show once, and I was like, whatever. It wasn't my thing.
T2 closed October 8th, 2017. So yeah, it was like a few months after it had closed. I like just missed it. I went like probably like March 2018, I think is when I was there. And so I just like, I don't even think that thing was open yet. I think it was still.
You're like my wife. I think my wife never got to ride Jaws, Back to the Future, or Confrontation because she didn't go until she met me for the first time. And I think on our one visit we went, T2, we got on it, we got to experience it, and I think they announced like 6 months later they were closing it. So it was one of those situations. Like I even told her, I was like, yeah, you got to see the Terminator show before they got rid of it. Sure. So, and like no one knew, like it was like, it just happened. I mean, you know how it is. They kind of announce it and they give it like maybe a few months like run and then they just shut, especially shows. I feel like they shut them down quick.
Right away.
Yeah. Faster than rides. So yeah, it's just funny how comparing our two experiences with the park are literally flipped.
Yeah.
So if you had 3 core memories, like are there 3 off the top of your head about going to either park? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, for sure. The number one I can definitely think of, and I wrote this down because I thought about it really hard, but number one is my mom pulled me out of school and we did Revenge of the Mummy opening day. That was like, that we waited like 3.5 hours. I think it was like the middle of summer. Queue like wrapped. It was straight up looked like an HHN line. Like it took so long, but like that when it like first opened was insane to see.
That was E.T. originally, right?
Yeah, E.T. Yeah.
Wow, E.T. didn't last there long, which is kind of crazy.
I think Mummy opened up in 2004, 2006. I don't know. It's one of the two.
I think you guys got it first.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
But yeah, like seeing that for the first time with no context was awesome.
Terrifying, I'm sure.
Yeah, it
must have
like
been.
I said, I was full on. 2004 was Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were first.
So we got it first, then you guys? Really?
Yeah. Orlando was May, Hollywood was June, so not much.
Yeah, it's interesting. I sometimes feel like Orlando gets do we get most stuff? I mean, you guys had Jurassic Park first, obviously.
Yeah, it was first one.
Like Simpsons was us first too, right? If I remember,
I think so. Yeah.
Because now in your park, and I know we're gonna go back to the memories. Simpsons was Back to the Future there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So it's basically the same thing. They basically swapped. But E.T. became the Mummy.
Yes.
What was Minions?
T2.
Weird.
Yeah.
How they
TPO.
changed that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
All right.
that got wiped for the minions.
Oh, the fucking minions. Because
Yeah.
what's funny is ours was Hanna-Barbera, then it was Jimmy Neutron, and
Yeah.
then Minions, but it's the same ride system.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's weird how they gutted T2 and built. And if I remember correctly, I think the Hollywood version's better than the one in Orlando because of that. I might be wrong, but I think the motion simulator's a little smoother because the ride system in Orlando is like by this point, I don't know, over 30 years old.
Yeah.
So interesting. I always forget that that's where T2 was, the little minion house or whatever is outside. But yeah, continue with your memory. So the Mummy, riding the Mummy for the first time.
Yeah. And number 2, I'll get into a little bit deeper later, but riding Velocicoaster for the first time. Yeah, and I'll tell you everything that led up to when we talk about Epic Universe, but that's a hard period right there. Velocicoaster number 2, hands down, life-changing experience.
Dude, that fucking ride.
It's amazing.
It is.
I think about it every single day. I've been like, you know what? All my problems would just go away right now if it was 7 a.m. and I was front row and didn't sleep the night before. Dude, it's the best. It's so sick. It's the sickest thing in the entire world. But anyways, and then number 3, back to I'm on like Mummy heavy, but doing the original year-round haunt, the Revenge of Chamber of Doom Mummy walkthrough experience at the beginning, because that was also my first haunted house I ever did. So it's a very pivotal, like, kind of hand-in-hand theme park handshake, Predator handshake moment of the two worlds combining, because I was like, oh, this is the sickest thing in the world, actually. And then it was fucking, I want to go to Knott's, I want to go to HHN. It just, the walking through that was like life-changing. And I remember I made my dad go through again with his like little Sony Handycam with the shitty night vision, and I was like, can you record this for me so I can come home and watch this? Because again, pre-YouTube, so I was just obsessed, like finding haunt forums and finding out about Trans World and Haunt World magazine, like all that stuff. Just like that experience opened up that entire world for me, because I had no idea what that was until that moment right there.
I was always, as a kid, like into being a teenager, because again, I didn't go to Hollywood until I was an adult. Always envious that West Coast Universal Studios had a walkthrough year-round haunted attraction. I just remember being like, why didn't Florida get that? But I'm like, I don't even know where they would have put it. So it's it didn't really make much sense. And I remember seeing videos of like Chucky in there, I think at one point. And stuff like that.
Front, like doing like a puppet, like talk to donkey kind of thing. Yeah, it was awesome.
And I remember being like, damn, I wish I would have gone. Then like the Universal Monsters were in there, and obviously I love all that stuff. So for me, it was like, damn. I finally got to go, and I feel like, this might have just been like nostalgia goggles for people that like that were able to go their entire lives. I'm assuming it was better back in the day than it was when I went by the time I had gone.
Yeah, for sure. Like they had way more actors, way more.
Yeah, it was pretty empty when I went through, if I'm being honest.
I think that's why it kind of closed down, because it was tough to get people to work it.
Yeah, there was I think there was like a Frankenstein in there, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Stilts. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like 2 or I think like with one hand, I could have counted how many scare actors were in there. And it was, it was like 12 in the afternoon when I went through it too. It was like the middle of the day or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I was always envious of that you guys had that and I didn't. But then I didn't realize that, like, you guys didn't have like you had Kong, but you didn't have Confrontation.
Like the diet version of that.
And you guys didn't have Jaws, and you didn't have those 2 things. So little did I know that. I'm sure you guys were envious. Like, people that only went to Hollywood are probably like, damn, I want the full, like, Roosevelt Island Confrontation ride,
Yeah. I want it to look like the brochure VHSs, but in real life, you know what I mean?
Dude. So I have 3 jotted down here, and you're going to hear Confrontation a lot, just like when we did the vintage Halloween tease.
It's going to be same with Velocicoaster for me, so buckle in.
A little redundant, but my first memory is going for the first time, and I kind of hinted at it in the intro when we talked about why we love amusement parks, but it felt so alien. It felt like not real.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't believe So 1990, I was around four years old. It was before my sister was born. My mother and my grandmother, my mom drove from New York to Florida. It's about a 24-hour drive straight. She was much younger, so she was able to do it in one shot. She didn't even stop, from what I remember. And she didn't tell me what we were doing. She goes, oh, we're going to go. We went to Disney, went to Magic Kingdom. And then she goes, we're going to go to a new park, Universal Studios. And I didn't know what the hell she was. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know? So we go there, and my mom is a trooper. I was a scaredy cat. I'm 4. I knew who monsters were. I knew who like Freddy Krueger was. I knew who Jaws was because of TV and watching movies and stuff and seeing commercials and things like that. And I remember going into the park, and the first thing we got on was the Hanna-Barbera, the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera ride. And I was like, all right, you got Scooby-Doo. I knew these characters. I knew who they were. I was like, this isn't that scary.
This is for babies.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's Scooby-Doo. Like, okay, cool. And I thought it was really cute. And I'm like a little kid. So I'm like, oh, it's, whatever. Fucking
you're hyped.
Fred Flintstone's on this ride. Then after that, we go to Ghostbusters. I was a huge Ghostbusters fan at 4 years old, 5 years old. Like, I had a Ghostbusters backpack, the toys. I was massive Ghostbusters fan. So the hype was real for that show. And then being able to see like an actual giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man head emerge from behind the screen, and the Ghostbusters are melting him and all the fog. So like seeing that, I was like, oh, these are the things I love.
Yeah.
Movies I love, cartoons, Ghostbusters. Then we make that turn and we get on Confrontation. That's where it changed. That's where I had no idea. I just see the outside. It looks like Penn Station, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then you've got these banners with Kong on them. It's such it's discreet. And you go inside, you get on this tram. It looks like the subway. I'm confused. I'm 4. What is happening here? And then you see Kong. Scared the shit out of me. But I loved it. I wanted to get right back on when it ended. I remember that. My initial ride, I was terrified of this giant gorilla wanting to grab you and then throw you with the banana breath and all that stuff, and the fire and the helicopter shooting him. I even have a memory, and I might have mentioned this on the show, and this might just be like my just vague, foggy memory. I was a kid of seeing mannequins on the ride of people. And I have this weird memory of, and this was when the park first opened, so they might have tested it out and then got rid of it. I have this memory of like a woman with a polka dot dress hiding under something while the Roosevelt Field tram passes. And I'm like, I don't know if this was like a Mandela effect thing. This never happened. But I have this memory of that. And that ride just felt so, again, alien. It was like hard to believe that this was a real thing. I think that's an actual 50-foot gorilla when in reality it's a giant. In my mind. So it was scary, but when I got off and we took a picture of me, my grandmother, my mother, inside of his hand, they had this, this photo op. As soon as we left, I told my mom, I want to get on again. I loved Kong. That inspired me to want to watch all the movies. And even to this day, I love King Kong, and not every version, but I do like Kong a lot. Yeah. And I remember leaving and wanting merch and wanting stuff from the ride because I loved it so much. And then the rest of the park, E.T., I loved E.T. because I like E.T. And I liked Back to the Future because I knew the movies vaguely. So like just the experience of being able to ride movies just didn't feel real to me. Yeah. So that's kind of my first memory, just the overall experience of just how new it was and mind-blowing to this 4-year-old kid, going through this for the first time. My second memory, Confrontation again. I know for a fact I've mentioned this on the show, but saving up to buy a Confrontation plush on our next visit. So we went. I think my mom got me one. She was like, "I'll buy you one thing," and I forget what it was. And I wanted the plush, and she goes, "Look, if you save up your money, your allowance or whatever, on our next visit, you can buy the plush." And that taught me how to save money. That was like my first time ever doing that. And I saved up, and on our second visit or third visit, whatever it was, I bought the plush. I still have him to this day. He's in my storage now. I always say I'm going to bring him out, and I never do. I have to bring him out one day. I still have, it was I don't know, he's maybe a 1.5 feet tall, and he used to have a heart, and you press it, and he roars.
Oh, that's cool.
And it had plastic hands and a plastic face, and I believe he was plushy, but his feet, his hands, and his face were rubber.
Yeah.
So that's my second memory, just kind of, saving up for that. I really wanted that plush, and I'm like 6. I think I bought it when I was 6 years old. And then my third memory is, so kind of cheating, putting it all into one, because these two things were in the same area. So they used to have the Boneyard in Orlando, and it was basically the middle section. It's like Central Park now or some shit. It's the middle of New York by the Jimmy Fallon ride. There's like this middle part. It
like the benches and stuff like that. Yeah.
It looks like a park.
So
that used to just be an open space, and they had like Jaws the Revenge Shark in there. They had like Flintstones the movie.
Yeah.
Ride, like the John Goodman movie, like the vehicles.
They have that
and
basically
stuff.
at Hollywood too, the courtyard up in the top. It's the same thing. They just like, will do random, they'll have the DeLorean out, or they'll have I know what you mean. Like, the cars from the Grinch or whatever. Yeah.
So they have that in the middle, because they kind of did away with all that shit later on in the park. They didn't really focus on behind the scenes stuff as much. But the Boneyard, I have a picture of me and my grandmother in front of the Jaws the Revenge Shark, and I'm like 3. So I'm like 3 or 4. I'm like 4 probably, because that's 1990. That makes sense. I'm 4 years old. And then in that same space, a few years later, 93, I remember they had a photo op for a new movie, Jurassic Park, and they had the Jeep, and they had a T-Rex in like some tropical bushes poking out, kind of like what they do at Islands of Adventure now in the Jurassic Park land. But this was a different design. I actually still have the picture somewhere. And it's like me, my uncle, my cousin, and we're all standing there. And it's so funny that I'm this little kid. So 93, I was 8 years old. And little did I know that would go on to be like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
So like... It's just kind of crazy that you didn't realize that. And I remember going to see it that summer with my mom in the theater, and that also scared the shit out of me. So just, these are kind of the memories I have,
That's my favorite Universal, like, property, I would say. Like the big ones, like, I think Jurassic Park is always number one.
Oh, 100%. It trumps I don't even know what they have now. I think Fast and the Furious, I guess. But outside of that, it's like...
It's the only movie that's based on a theme park that has a theme park ride based on a movie that's based on a theme park.
100%. Yeah. You're right. There's nothing else.
Like, you think about it, it's pretty funny. It's like, it's like the whole movie's about a theme park, and they made a ride at the theme park about a movie. It's just,
it's fucking crazy. It is crazy. And then you go to Islands of Adventure. There's an entire land based on this. Yeah,
we'll get into that too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We'll get into that, but those are my 3 memories, and that Jurassic Park one really kind of hits me because, my love for that film, specifically the first one, obviously, and just not like how theme parks the Universal Studios had to play into my obsession with that movie, and taking this photo, and kind of how crazy Jurassic Park went on to be in 93 with the toys and things like that, and all the tie-in stuff.
The Kenner stuff, all the Kenner toys,
the McDonald's cups and merch that they had on all their like burgers and fries and stuff like that. Those are my 3 memories. Dude, I can go on. I have like 10 more if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to focus like, for me at least, that core kind of first few years of going, because I think I went we went at least 4 or 5 times up until 95. So the prime, the golden years of that original Universal Park. And then when Islands of Adventure opened a few years later, we ended up going back and then doing both, because you have to. Now,
for sure. Yeah, I learned my lesson, trust me.
You slept on that other park, it sounds like, for a little while there. All right. So before we jump into the next topic, I just want to state, so we're going to do top 5 favorite rides in general. This can be past or present. So, and the ride cannot exist anymore. I don't want to I know there's people that do these lists and they're like, oh, the ride still has to exist. I'm like, no. The ride can be defunct. It's fine, you know? So if you had to pick your top 5 favorite rides, all of Universal, all the parks, what would they be?
I'm gonna go in no particular order, minus my number one.
Okay.
So I'll just do 4 of my favorites and then my number one.
Okay.
Probably number 4, and honestly, at the bottom of the list, Monsters Unchained. Of that, my favorites. Uh, yeah, like I said, I sound like a broken record. We'll get into that later. But I mean, yeah, it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's probably the best dark ride minus the OG Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. But I wasn't as stoked on it as I thought I'd be, but I think half of it's my fault for that spoiler thing that I was talking about. But yeah, I think bottom of my favorites, I'm not saying it sucks at all, but that's probably a hard number 4. Um, Number 3 would have to be Jurassic Park the ride, 100% pre world and when everything worked and there was still the waterfall over the T-Rex and it wasn't just, standing there when the Jeep used to fall. That I forget what the dinosaurs are called, but the ones with like, their heads expand and they spit at you.
The Dilophosaurus,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
There also used to be so many of those on the Hollywood version, like a ton, and it used to be way darker and like there was an old ride vehicle that was clearly attacked by them and it was all bloody and like there was park uniforms everywhere. There was a Mickey hat floating in the water. Like it used to be like way more just intense almost. It was a scary ride, like it wasn't. I'm not saying the new one isn't, but it just used to have, I feel like, so much more to look at in every corner kind of thing versus now with Jurassic World, there's so much empty space. And then the whole first part of the ride where you see all the dinosaurs kind of arise from the water is just a big fucking screen now.
Wait,
So,
the waterfall's gone when the T.
well,
Is
no,
that?
like over the T-Rex?
Yeah, is that
Yeah,
gone?
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Oh
they don't do it.
wow, I haven't
They
been on
shoot.
Jurassic World. You know that?
Yeah,
I
really.
haven't been on it yet.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
no.
The
Yeah.
end is amazing. Like the fight between the two is crazy, but yeah, like you can just there's like a little bit of mist, but it's not hidden whatsoever anymore.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. Because before you couldn't even see it coming. It's so foggy and the water on top of it was almost like a jump scare.
Yeah, I don't think Florida ever had like we. I don't think we. I think it was always fog. I don't think there was ever. I might be wrong, but I don't think there was
No, it's
ever
both.
water. Is it both?
I watched an opening weekend video like a few days ago to prep for this,
Mm-hmm.
and I was reading all the comments and like, yeah, like I someone literally said I used to I thought I was imagining this waterfall, but it was like shooting down like it almost looked like a jail cell but with water. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like they were like individual streams and then there was fog over it to keep it super.
Yeah. I might have because I've been going to that. I mean, I went to that park when it opened too, and I probably saw that, but I
Yeah.
just don't remember. It's probably
All
just foggy. I know you guys have the Jeep, like they
Yeah,
had the
yeah.
Jeep, and the
But it never
Hollywood
worked.
had the Jeep and the head coming through the wall.
Yeah, and you used to get close too.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't. It's still there, but it's not as intense. But that thing used to come like so close to the boat. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I think all Florida had is like instead of the head, it's
The claw mark
3
thing, right?
claw marks,
Yeah,
yeah, on
yeah.
the JP, and that's it, which is not as cool. I mean, Hollywood was a cooler version, if I'm being real. Like just the detail, like
Yeah.
the Jeep falling, which I actually got to see. I thought it was going to be broken because I know it was notoriously always broken. I actually got to see it fall, which I was shocked.
Yeah.
Because I know it's usually in the water already or up high, right? It's like never.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
either
pretty
already
high. Yeah.
down or yeah. So
Yeah.
I actually got to see it fall, which was surprising, and then seeing the head. Wow, so it used to get closer. See, I got in it years later, so it probably was floating above me, not
I'll
that
send
close.
I'll send you that video. It's like
Yeah.
on some like crazy theme park archive website, but it's like the clearest opening like weekend footage of that ride I've ever seen. And like also too, the people that got off it were soaked. You don't get wet on it anymore that much. Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
because
summer,
there's
you do because they like kind of up the cannons or whatever. But like I could go on it when it was 60 degree. Like me and my girlfriend went a few weeks ago and it was 55 out and we walked away with like barely splash marks. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's changed so much.
Yeah, I don't even remember if I got wet when I got on it last time. I don't think when I got on. I was there last June. I got on Jurassic Park River Adventure
Yeah,
right
yeah,
before it closed a few months. It closed a few months ago, right?
yeah, yeah,
So last
November.
year I got to go on it a few months before they shut it down, and I was soaked. But we were in the front row, so
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
that's why I was completely soaked. My sneakers were shot. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
it. But I don't even
Was
know
it?
if they have cannons in Florida. Do they? Maybe I don't know.
I
Maybe.
don't think so. In Hollywood they do, but they only turn them on during the summer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Florida in June is 100 degrees, so
Yeah,
you want the water to hit you. I remember being soaked, and then at Islands of Adventure, you get drenched because of all the water rides that are
yeah.
back to back.
Popeyes will do you dirty. Yeah,
Oh, dude, Popeye will fuck your shit up if
you know.
you if you're not ready
Yeah,
for it. But
yeah.
yeah, continue.
So that was I did Monsters and Chain, Jurassic Park, and then I would probably say next Hagrid's for sure. I think doing
Hmm.
that for the first time. I think it's amazing. I'm not a Harry Potter guy. Like I enjoy the movies. Like I think they're good. Like I actually just watched all of them for the first time last year. I'd never seen all of them. The
You
only
and
one
me
I
both.
yeah, the only one I saw was Chamber of Secrets when it came out in theaters, and then I got into Lord of the Rings, and I was like, oh, this is just cooler. But so I rewatched all the movies with my girlfriend because she had wanted to watch them, and yeah, they're great. I mean, they're just like enjoyable movies. I
They're
don't
chill
get
movies, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's like they're just like brainless. Turn your brain off, watch them. So I'm not a Harry Potter fan by any means, but I did have a really good time on Hagrid's. I got to do it twice right before park closed. So I mean, we waited 3 hours each time, but I got to do it twice. I definitely I would go back and wait 3 hours for it. I think
Oh,
because
dude,
I
it's amazing.
yeah, it's really especially at night. It's awesome. Like it was daytime when we got in line for the first time, and then it was nighttime when we went into the second line. So yeah, I got to experience both, whether I liked it or not. So
Yeah, night is sick getting on it at night.
yeah,
It's like a whole different experience. I prefer it at night. It's just one of those rides that if you can get on it when it's dark, do it.
yeah,
Just because there's something eerie about it at
yeah.
night for some reason. So yeah.
And then I would say was that 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my fourth one, probably my second favorite, honestly, is Florida's Revenge of the Mummy. I like your guys' version more than the Hollywood one. I think yours is more of a dark ride than a coaster, and Hollywood's a little bit more of a coaster than a dark ride. Like
Yeah.
the coaster elements in the Orlando one, I feel like are more intense than the one in Hollywood, but there's more coaster in Hollywood. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, because I think the Hollywood one is a smaller building. This one's
It's
like the
really short.
Orlando was it's Confrontations building, so
Yeah,
it's
it's massive.
huge.
Yeah,
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 so yeah, it's more intense. I mean, yeah, plus we get like the Itmotep
yeah. It's
animatronic in the
awesome.
beginning. Then
Yeah,
we get the scene. I don't know. I don't remember if Hollywood has it where you have the ride attendant
the
that
fake
dies.
ending. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, we don't have that.
yeah. You guys have the hands though, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's really quick. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
really last. Like I don't know. The Hollywood one, I mean, the Orlando one, I think is better for someone who
yeah.
likes dark rides a lot. Like, but don't get
I
me
think
wrong,
I agree with that. I've only been on the Hollywood Mummy maybe twice.
it's really short. It's like
Yeah,
45 seconds, I think, total of like after dark ride part. It's really short. But yeah,
yeah.
I think the Orlando one's a little bit better.
The hands, the arms reaching for you is what I remember the most about it.
Yeah,
Like that always. And then I think Itmotep's like on something, right? He's not physical, or is he up high?
yeah, he's really high up.
High up, yeah, he is
Yeah,
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's like the very beginning of the ride. Then it shoots you out, right, or
you
it drops
launch.
you, and
Yeah,
then into the scarab room, right? If I remember.
you launch into like an
Yeah,
indoor coaster section, and that's like half the ride. It's like Space Mountainy, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like pitch black, and then you hit the scarab wall, and then you do like half length of the ride backwards.
Yeah, it's ET.
Yeah,
The ET ride, they didn't have enough
yeah,
space, I guess.
I know. It's
So
cool. Like I said, it's
it's
amazing, and
fun.
I
Yeah.
love doing it when I was a kid, and I mean every time I go, I still do it, but the Orlando one smokes it, especially doing that one for the first time. That was awesome. It
I'm
was
shocked, dude. I mean, there's a
really
new
good.
one coming out with Brendan Fraser, but I'm shocked they haven't like
Yeah,
gotten rid of one of them. But I don't think
yeah,
if this new Mummy is successful, they're gonna keep him.
for sure.
Tom
100%.
Cruise didn't cut it, so they're not
Yeah,
gonna.
no. Yeah, no.
Tom Cruise's Mummy wasn't. They were banking a lot on that. And I think if that movie was a success and we would have gotten sequels, they would have like
Yeah.
basically retrofitted like that elements from that movie
Yeah.
into the ride. But
Well,
thank God they didn't.
if that took off, there'd be no Dark Universe. Because think about it, it's the same.
Yeah,
That's originally what they wanted to call it, was Dark Universe. So we
it,
wouldn't. I mean, we'd probably get some sort of addition, like version of that, but I don't think it would be called Dark Universe.
it would have been like that Tom Cruise Dark Universe, maybe The Land. It would have been like who else was that? Russell Crowe was in
Yeah,
that, I
yeah, yeah,
think.
yeah.
Didn't
A
they want
bunch of
Angelina
people.
Jolie as the bride or something?
Yeah, it was a whole like I remember they posted that whole like cast list photo of all their
Johnny
plans of
Depp
movies.
was like the
Yeah,
Invisible Man, I think, or something like that. Some nonsense like that. Yeah,
yeah,
that would have been bad. I prefer what we got. So
yeah. Me too. And then yeah, my number one is Velocicoaster. I think
damn,
that is a yeah, man. That's the best roller coaster in the entire world that
I
I've
agree.
been on. So, it was a life-changing experience for me personally. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's something I'll never forget and kind of just like I said reignited my whole love. Like my girlfriend got me a Six Flags pass for Christmas because I've like recently just gotten back into riding roller coasters. Like it sounds kind of dumb, but you know what I mean? Like I don't know, it just like reignited that part of my life that I kind of just didn't care about for a long time. And I
Yeah, I
got
mean,
I
when I
got
was a kid,
tricked.
dude, I was terrified of roller coasters. Funny
Really?
enough, I got on them later in life. Yeah,
Yeah, my girlfriend does not like roller coasters, but I've gotten her on like Incredicoaster and the Mummy and stuff like that. But my dream is like I'm like, dude, you just gotta do this for the first. It's insane. It's like fighting God, dude. Like it's insane.
oh,
It's
dude,
insane.
it's terrifying. That
Yeah, it's fucking
mosasaur roll
awesome.
over the
Yeah,
water is fucking
yeah.
crazy.
Experiencing that zero G stall and
Yeah,
when you
dude.
see everyone below you, it's just like, and it's funny, like when we got there, that was the first thing we did, and I'll tell the full, I won't go this much into detail about Velocicoaster when we talk about it, but I'll tell the story leading up to it. But when I was on it, my girlfriend is not a roller coaster person. So she sat on the benches below and was watching the ride, you know what I mean? And I got off and she was like laughing so hard she was almost crying. And I was like, what? She's like, I got front row too for my first ride ever. And this was at like
Wow,
dude, this was at
savage.
early entry, so like 8 a.m. I think. And
Oh, damn.
front row, no one next to me, and like she saw me come over the top hat, and she goes, "When I saw you coming down that drop, that is the happiest like genuine, like just joy on your face I've ever seen." And I was like, that was like life changing. And then I rode it like 5 times before the park opened because I just
Oh,
like
dude.
I had to do it. I just like lapped it because there's no wait, so I just kept getting on like front row rides. But yeah, dude, that is it's the best. It's so
I
good.
mean, yeah, it's the best roller coaster ever. I
I
think
am bummed. I am bummed I didn't get to do Dueling Dragons now that like I think about it.
it's still better than Dueling Dragons.
Really, I
Yeah,
wish I just got to see it. You know what I mean? It's such like
yeah.
a crazy concept. Oh no, that
Dueling
no.
Dragons is fun, but there was really nothing unique about it outside of the queue that looked
Oh,
like a cave. Yeah.
Hagrid's replaced. Okay, sorry, I thought it was Velocicoaster, but yeah,
No,
yeah,
Hagrid's replaced it,
yeah.
and then our Velocicoaster replaced just Dead Space because they had that
Oh, okay.
Triceratops encounter thing.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, which was stupid. I remember
Yeah,
getting on
yeah,
that when I was like 12, and I was like, "This is dumb. What is this
yeah, yeah.
nonsense?" So they definitely utilized that space for something much cooler.
Yeah, dude,
Um,
it's the best. But that's I won't do any more Velocicoaster
Nah,
glazing.
don't worry, man. I love it too. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't put it in my list because I kind of stick to dark rides because that's
for
just
sure.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
coasters, but I tend to like lean more towards the immersion. But
yeah.
I agree with you, dude. Better than Hulk. At least
Oh,
even
dude,
out of
100%.
all of Florida, right? I would say it is the best one. It's way better than that stupid. I did not like Rip Ride Rocket. I rarely ever got on it. I got
Yeah,
on it
that
a
was
couple
rough.
times.
I did it once. It was pretty rough.
It
Yeah,
gave me a headache. I've been on it like
yeah.
3 or 4 times, and it always gives me a headache, and it can ruin my day.
That's how Hulk
Um,
is for me. Hulk is like a day ruiner for me.
I feel like Hulk is. I feel like Rip Ride Rocket is not good for tallish people.
Yeah,
That's why I don't did it because I'm not super tall, but I'm like 6'1". So like,
yeah, yeah,
I just feel like if you're a little tallish, like your neck is just being thrown around. So when they
yeah, yeah,
took it down, no, I wasn't crying. I was like,
yeah,
whatever, get
for
rid of
sure.
that shit. It's better than that. It's better than Hulk, and I love Hulk, but it's still better than Hulk. It was better. It's better than Dueling Dragons. I mean, even and even in Disney, like Magic Kingdom, Tron's great. I like
Yeah,
Tron, but
short, right?
Velocicoaster's still
Yeah,
better than it.
Listen, if the Universal episode that we're doing right now was pre my visit to Islands of Adventure, my list would have been completely different. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Yeah.
right there with you. I like the dark rides more, but I think that doing Hagrid's and Velocicoaster without really knowing what to expect whatsoever, like really bumped them up. I was like, oh, this is like what I love about these parks so much is what these rides are doing. So, like I
I think
said, my
Hagrid's
yeah,
is like right there, like when
yeah,
it
yeah,
comes
yeah.
to like how
Yeah,
good
it's
they are. Like,
perfect,
yeah.
perfect mix of both. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Hagrid's
that,
is not as intense. So like if you're not a big coaster person, you can
yeah,
still kind of handle it, you
yeah.
know? Even though I'm hearing this Fast and the Furious ride's gonna be insane. So we'll see.
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping that they start doing past member previews too, because I definitely want to do that. Dude, I get so motion sick now. The spinning thing is like what's turning me off. But I was like, I have to do it at least once just to see
Yeah.
if it's sick.
If it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, the
Yeah,
mission breakouts on
the
Hollywood,
cosmic
Cosmic
rewind.
Rewind. There you go. If it's like that, but I'm guessing it's going to go upside down because Orlando's getting their version, but it's going to be
Yeah,
different from what I'm seeing. If it's like that, the spinning, it won't be that bad because it's not like just
you constant. Yeah,
fucking constant. It's just slowly kind of moving you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's fine. But if it's spinning, I might not even get on it because it's the spinning that kills me. If it's just
Same.
like I don't get
Yeah,
on spinning rides because I
yeah,
just get nauseous. So if it's like just the entire time, like dude, I wanted to get on there. There's the Joker ride out here in Six Flags Great Adventure,
oh, the
but it
rotating
does
one.
it,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
If it did it a little, I'd be like, okay, cool. But
yeah.
it's constantly just like I'm like I can't fucking do. My day is over after I get on that ride. So
The first version of that ride was over here at Six Flags, and it used to be called Green Lantern. It was the same exact ride as the Joker, and I think it lasted like 3 years, and they took it out because people
yeah,
hated it so much. It's rough. It's a really really rough ride. I did the Green Lantern version, but it's like your legs are
yeah, no,
slamming against the seat because
yeah.
of they're dangling. Yeah, it's just not a good time.
Yeah,
Done the same way.
I think our Green Lantern was a stand-up coaster. They just shut that
Oh,
down. They shut that and King the Ka down last year.
I know. I'm bummed. I never got to see
Yeah.
King of the Car.
Dude, King the Ka, I've been on it a couple times. That too was like a headache-inducing roller
Damn.
coaster. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it wasn't bad. It's just
yeah,
I don't know. Every time I got off it, like my brain would just rattle and not like it.
yeah,
It's just the way it was designed. So like I was sad to see it go, but I was also like, all right, let's see what new shit they put in its place because it
yeah,
was kind of rough. Like the Green Lantern here was rough too because it was
yeah.
a standing coaster. We
Yeah,
we
those are
went to their
brutal.
last year. We did because I reviewed it on the channel. We did the Halloween event and they had the Conjuring and all that shit, and we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
in it. It was the last thing we did, and as soon as we left, I had a migraine because I was like, "Oh
yeah.
no, yeah, this is not it." Okay. And then
Well,
they announced they were closing it down last year,
yeah.
so I was like, "All right, makes sense," you
Well,
know.
something I it's not announced yet, but something might be happening in April where I'm going to be out that way.
Hmm.
And like I said, I got that Six Flags pass for Christmas, and I can go to any Six Flags park. So if you're there while I'm there, we should hit Great Adventure.
Let me know. I'm down, dude. I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Let me know.
I'll tell you the dates and stuff like that when we're done. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it everything goes right. I'm going to be out there in April for like a week. So
Got to get on
yeah.
Nitro, man.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. If it lines up, I'll be so stoked. Yeah.
Yeah, got to get on Nitro. You got to get on. What else do we have
El
there?
Toro.
Batman.
El
El
Toro
Toro
is
is a wild. You
that's
feel
my
like you were attacked when you get.
yeah. That's my most anticipated.
Dude, you feel like you got it's smooth as hell for a wooden
Yeah.
roller coaster, but you feel like you got beat up when you get off
That's
that thing.
like a smooth wooden roller coaster. That's like my favorite. Like a
Yeah,
scary
yeah,
ass. Yeah. But
yeah.
anyways, Universal. Yeah.
Yeah, Universal. There's our
That's
Six
the whole
Flags talk.
episode. Yeah, it's a whole
Listen,
episode.
man, I'm down to go to that park. Listen, the Fright Fest is another conversation.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
had it
I
many
know.
times.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah. So especially over
Presented
here.
presented by Snickers. Yeah, trust me,
Oh,
I know.
dude, we
Yeah.
slammed it. Me and
I listened to
Chris.
it. I
Yeah,
listened to that one. Yeah, because I feel the same way. Yeah.
dude, we slammed. I almost felt
Yeah.
bad afterwards. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, this is rough. All right. My top five. Again, I'm sticking more with dark rides. As much as I love Velocico. I love all the roller coasters, dude. I get on all of them. I love Hulk, all the Universal coasters I get on, but I'm going mostly with dark rides and some defunct rides because of nostalgia. Again, plays into what I said in the intro. So shout out to Back to the Future and The Simpsons. I'm not part of my list. I know people hate The Simpsons. I love the show. So like,
yeah, that's my favorite show of all time.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I'm still, every time I get on that ride, I can't help but smile. It's not technically in my top 5, but it would be like number 6. Yeah. And so it would be Back to the Future because they're the same fucking ride. So like, the same ride system.
Anytime I go to a theme park and if someone says, where do we park? I always say, in the itchy lot.
Yeah. And
everything.
Dude, there's just something nostalgic about The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons. Simpsons is like a comfort watch for me. So like I put it on all the time in the background when I'm editing or doing something. So like I love The Simpsons.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I have to mention them. That's just an honorable mention, though. It's not top 5, but it would be neck and neck. It'd be like right there. And Back to the Future, dude. I loved that ride.
Like great.
When I think of Universal Studios, I think of like that was the ride everyone lost their mind, after they rode it because of how unique it was for the time.
100%.
So, did you like that ride because I know you guys? Yeah. I think you lost it first or after? I don't remember.
I don't know, it might have been after. No, I love Back to the Future. I'm not crazy about the Simpsons ride just because of my motion sickness now.
Yeah.
But I do love the Simpsons equally. I mean, yeah, probably as much as you do, and I'm the same way. But I'm always down, but it's never a priority. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I love it though, dude. I have to get on it. I don't know. I have to get on it every single time. I mean, I wish it was the animation of the show and not like 3D graphics.
Yeah.
But whatever, I'll take it. And I love
some of the jokes are so funny in it. Like,
dude, yeah. There's a lot. They talk shit about Disney like half the ride.
Yeah.
So it's great. So yeah, that's just honorable mentions. Back to the Future and The Simpsons. So going from 5 to 1. So we're Monsters Unchained. Funny enough, we both picked that.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not perfect, but it's fucking fantastic. That ride.
Yeah.
I got on it. So I went to the park 2 days in a row on my first visit. I got on Monsters Unchained, I think, 5 times.
Damn. Yeah, we did it 3 times.
And I did Curse of the Werewolf 4 times.
Oh, damn. I didn't do that at all.
Much better at night than day. If you've never been to Epic or you haven't gone yet, wait till it gets dark. That coaster, people hate it, but it should have been an indoor coaster. They could have done so much more with it. With adding werewolves. I know they have the barn with the 2 static figures, but if they would have made that indoors, and I know I'm going off on a tangent here, if they would have made we're talking about Epic in a few, so we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, Monsters Unchained, got on it 5 times. I love that damn ride. It's great. I got lucky. The first time, the first 3 rides, everything worked. The second day when we got on it twice, Igor was down. The first Igor figure was down, and who else was down? She was down, I think. Victoria Frankenstein, that beginning when she's in that big room.
Yeah.
And that she was down. It's like they were the only 2 that were down. And Phantom had no fire one ride, I remember, which was bizarre. He was working, but there was no fire. I was like, all right, weird. Dude. Yeah, that was weird. But everything else worked. The crazy is the first 3 rides that first day, dude, everything worked. And I know people say that's like rare. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, everything worked. But the second day, some shit was down. So whatever. Even when it's down, I'll take it. It's not perfect, but it's got just fucking Universal Monsters. I can't hate that. Even if it's like a more contemporary version of them. After that, I'm going to go with The Mummy. For all the reasons we discussed.
Yeah.
Dark ride roller coaster. I mean, again, kind of falls into the same category as Monsters Unchained. It's the fucking Mummy. Like, it's a horror themed, horror adjacent, even though it's Brendan Fraser Mummy, but nonetheless, it's still the fucking Mummy. After that, number 3, we're going to do Jurassic Park The Ride, both versions. Obviously, River Adventure version is the one that I've been riding more, but I love both versions of that original incarnation of the ride. And then my last 2 are the most basic bitch. answers.
Minions,
No,
and Jimmy Fallon.
no, it's Fast and the Furious,
Oh
whatever the
yeah,
hell it's called.
Supercharged. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Which I've never been on purposely. No,
yeah.
I went on it when it was on the tram.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
had
I've
my
been on it.
fill.
I've been on it, but like a gun was held to the back of my head, and you had to.
Got on it on the tram because I had no choice. And the Orlando, and I went to that park at least 4 times since it opened. Skipped
Nice.
it every time. I had no interest. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather wait in
Yeah.
line for something else. But yeah, my number 2, Jaws. Come on.
Yeah, I'm jealous, man. That's like the main reason I want to go to Japan is just be able to do that before it closes. If it ever announces that it's like being closed, I think I'm gonna try to do everything I can to go see
Yeah.
that.
Jaws is just, I mean, it's what I think makes me love Universal Studios. Like that ride, just how scary it was for a kid. And then just the elements of the shark attacking you, him getting shot at the end, the boathouse scene. That animatronic is terrifying. Just it's in the water, the sinking boat, just everything about Jaws to me encapsulates Universal Studios. And I miss that ride dearly, dude. I've had dreams about that ride.
Yeah.
If that tells you anything. And I remember going in 2011 to Universal with an ex-girlfriend of mine. And we got on Jaws 3 times. And I remember telling her, we're really young. She was younger than me. And I remember telling her, I have a feeling they're going to close this goddamn ride after we leave today. And dude, like a year later, because I didn't go that following year, a year later, 2013, I think it was 2012.
2012, yeah, when it closed.
2012. A year later, they announced it, and I knew it, so I made sure to get on it 3 times.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because I was like, I have a feeling they're gonna close. I felt it in my gut. I was like, they're gonna close this ride. Because I remember we went to Universal for HHN that year, and I just remember telling myself, I was like, I get this feeling. And we got on it 3 times, and they announced it. I remember being like, son of a bitch. Thank God I got on it 3 times. Had my fill that day. I got on it twice during the day and once at night, I remember. But yeah, I missed that ride, dude. I know I didn't talk about it a lot because I've talked a lot about the next pick. I'm gonna mention my number 1. But yeah, dude, I love Jaws. I just love that attraction. Confrontation's my number 1, obviously. So I just love everything about another ride I missed, dude. I love the merch. I love how dark that ride is. It could be bright as hell, 90 degrees outside. You get into the confrontation building when it was open. It was dark. It was eerie. Giant fucking gorilla wanting to eat you. Like it was just everything I wish rides today had. And it was all physical. The city, the animatronics, the helicopter, the cop cars, the fire. It was all real. Like there's no screens on that. There was no screens. And that works with Jaws too. No screens. Everything was physically there, which made it more terrifying, which made it feel more realistic. So those are my top 5. So Monsters Unchained, The Mummy, Jurassic Park The Ride, River Adventure, Jaws, Confrontation. I know the last 2 are like list. Everyone, like every old head, Universal, everyone around my age that loves Universal Studios. Those are like the 2 rides they always mention is Jaws and Confrontation. But there's a reason we mentioned them, dude. It was like
for sure.
It was crazy just to experience those attractions at that time and just like kind of what the park evolved into with all the, the screens and a cart driving into a building where it was just screen. That was their thing for a little while for some reason with Fast and the Furious and the New Kong. Just to mention the New Kong. I know we're going to go into Islands of Adventure, so we'll continue that in a second. All right, get this out of the way. Worst attractions you experienced at the parks. I think I know what they're going to be.
Worst ones ever, I would say Minions for sure. Minions, yeah, 100%. That has to be the number 1 just because of what it replaced. And I'll be pissed about that forever, I think, because T2 3D was so good and amazing. So awesome when I was a kid. Number 2 is going to be Battle at the Ministry, 100%.
That's a controversial. That's a bold choice right there.
Because of everything I'll get into later, but yeah, fuck that ride. I will never wait for that shit ever again. I just did not. Did not like it. Was not for me. And then number three, I don't know. I think those are really the only two I don't like.
I have two. The two,
I
so
think
don't
that's
worry. You don't have to pick three if you don't
I
have
think
it.
that's really that those are the only ones that I've really just like not I just don't think they're good. But yeah, that's I don't know. I feel like I have more attractions I don't like at Disney versus Universal. I don't know. I'm
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah, there's more at Disney. I just don't.
Oh
But
fuck, number three, Jurassic World the ride. What the hell? Yeah,
oh,
fuck
there you
that.
go.
Yeah, there. That's my third one. Yeah,
We'll do
stupid.
a Disney version of
Yeah.
this in the future. I have a feeling you and I will come
Yeah.
back on and we'll
Oh
do a
man,
Disney.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be triple the length of this
I
one.
knew we'd be here for 3 hours if we did
Yeah,
both. So I was like, we'll
yeah,
save that for a future episode and I have
yeah.
you back on. Mine are so here's my thing with the Minions. I don't hate the Minions.
Yeah, I like
There's
the
just
Minions. They're
too much
awesome.
Minions
Yeah,
in Orlando.
yeah.
That shooting ride,
Oh, I never done it. Yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
That's my third pick.
The
I
moving floor or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
terrible, dude. Terrible, terrible
yeah.
ride. The
Never did
the
it.
the motion simulator one, much better
Yeah,
than that shit. That's my number three. Terrible, terrible attraction. Just not good. It's just I don't even know why they did that. Like I remember I got on it once and I was like, never again.
yeah.
Waste of time. If it has
Was
an
that
hour wait, don't get on it.
was that Shrek before?
Yes, it was Shrek, and then
Yeah.
before that was the Alfred Hitchcock show.
Shrek was awesome compared
Yeah,
to that. I'm sure. Yeah,
dude, much better. That
yeah,
it's when I went on whatever that Villains Con, I think is what it's called.
yeah, yeah.
When I got on that, dude, I was like, this just feels like a
Yeah.
waste of money.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You
Yep.
guys could have done something. You could have done a walkthrough attraction of fucking
Mhm.
Minions if you wanted to do something like that instead of doing this shit. You could have
Yeah,
done some animatronics and like, I don't know. It's a waste of space in my opinion.
for sure.
Like that's not going to survive long. That feels like a
No,
temporary attraction. Um,
that's probably
af-
next, honestly.
yeah, 100%. I mean, after that, I've got Fast and the Furious Supercharged just because everyone
Yeah,
hates it. So,
terrible.
I don't. Yeah, again, I've never been on the Orlando version, and I've been to the park many times since it's opened. And I got on the tram version twice because I was forced.
Yeah, that's what I
Obviously,
said.
I
Gun,
can't
gun
do
to the
anything
back of my
about
head.
it. Yeah,
Yep.
can't do anything about that. It's just I don't like Fast and the Furious. I'm not into those movies. Like you mentioned Harry Potter, watching them all. I watched all of them last year too because of the rides.
Yeah,
That's why I did it. Fast and the Furious, I'm good.
yeah,
I'll
same.
never. I think I've seen the first one like 100 years ago. I just have no. There's nothing about it that is appealing to me about that
I agree.
franchise.
I
So
agree.
I know we're in the minority because I know a lot of people love that shit,
Yeah.
but I just nothing about it. Sorry, not a Vin Diesel guy over here. So I don't maybe that's what it is. I just don't care. And I have one more here because I can't stand him either. Jimmy Fallon, whatever the
Oh yeah.
race through New York.
Yeah, that's insane.
Dude, I got on that for the first time last year.
Just to see.
My wife wanted to get on it.
Oh,
I've been to the park again since
yeah.
it's opened. I just chose not to get on it. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to mention what we're going to get into shows in a second, but what was there before that, I preferred. And I'm like, this just is, I don't like Jimmy Fallon. We reviewed
Yeah.
his haunted attraction they had out here in New York like a year or two ago.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, it tracks. It's Jimmy Fallon. No, thank you. So those are my three least favorite attractions. So
Yeah, that's a good one.
I avoid those like the plague when I go to the park. All right. Shows. Favorite shows.
The best one I've ever done is the makeup show over in Orlando. That's just because that was something I always wanted to do when I was a kid when I saw the, vacation VHSs and stuff like that. But on the Hollywood side, our shows I feel like were never as good as the Orlando ones. I don't really remember them as well, but they used to have it was like when Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire movie came out, that it wasn't it was based on the comic book, so it was like comic book Spider-Man, but it was a like rock and roll musical called Spider-Man Rocks
Interesting.
in the old Beetlejuice theater. So it was like a castle setting, but it was a musical based on Spider-Man, but it was told in like a rock opera kind of thing. But it was sick. Like Green Goblin would come down on a glider like and fly around the audience and throw pumpkin bombs on the stage and they'd blow up. Like it was a really cool show, and that's like a big nostalgia thing for me too. But that's like I said, I don't really remember the shows that well, but horror makeup is the best one, and then Hollywood, I would probably say the Spider-Man one for sure.
Yeah, that sounds bizarre considering it was in Universal Studio.
Yeah.
Like they just, well, it kind of tracks. They have a whole
Yeah.
Marvel. They had the rights in the '90s and early
Yeah,
2000s.
they had a
So
bunch of Marvel stuff over at Hollywood, but no rides. There used to be the
yeah,
Marvel Cafe, which was like Goofy's Kitchen, like where you meet the characters, but it was all Marvel people. And then I think that got taken out, and that's what the Mummy Haunted House replaced. Yeah. So it was only there for a little bit, but I did Marvel Cafe. There's like pictures of me with Spider-Man and stuff when I was a kid. But that Spider-Man Rocks musical was awesome.
yeah. I'm guessing this is around the time they opened Islands of Adventure, so they had the rights to the Marvel comics. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing it must have been. That's probably why they were like, okay, we need to, since we have the land at Islands of Adventure, let's bring them to the West Coast Park.
Use as much as possible.
Yeah. I mean, they still have that land in Islands of
Dude,
Adventure.
I love it. It's awesome.
It's great. I have a couple here. So I mentioned Alfred Hitchcock, The Art of Making Movies.
Yeah.
Great show. I remember you walk in, there's a 3D segment. You walk into a theater, watch a movie. It's The Birds. So basically you learn about Alfred Hitchcock and, all the stuff he did. And then the screen starts to get destroyed and the birds attack you.
That's cool.
Sick as hell. Then you enter another room with the studio and they had a recreation of the Bates house, the hotel, and then they show you how they filmed the shower scene and stuff like that. So it was just basically all about Alfred Hitchcock. And I think when you left, there was like this whole space where they had one segment dedicated to like Vertigo, one segment dedicated to Rear Window where you could look through binoculars at apartment buildings across the way. So it was just a cool...
Yeah.
It was like how I learned about Alfred Hitchcock and Psycho as a kid. So like that's why I have a soft spot for that show. And that show ended a long time ago. But I got to do it a couple times. Ghostbusters Spooktacular. I talked about that earlier. I know people like to this day talk about that show.
I have a really good VHS rip of it, of like a perfect view of the show. It's awesome. With all the like
great.
Pepper's Ghost stuff they do too, with like the gargoyles and stuff. Yeah, dude, that's very, very cool. And the giant marshmallow man at the end is insane.
Sick. Yeah, that was a sick. I saw both versions that they had because they had changed it. So I remember going to both versions of that show. And loving it. I mean, it was Ghostbusters, so like as a kid, that was like my thing. Horror makeup show you just mentioned. That's that's still a great show. I remember going with like the fly teleportation, thing on the stage and showing like American Werewolf in London and all that stuff. I watch that show I make sure I see it every time I go to the park. I try to get it done like early in the day and then. Because I just love it. I think there's been rumors they're going to change it or something, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, it got pushed because people lost their minds. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know what they'll. I'm guessing it's going to be more contemporary films. Yeah, everything's like CGI now, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not really makeup. Makeup's used, but in a completely different way now. The last one I'll mention, I have a soft spot for it. Twister, Ride It Out.
Yeah, I wish I got to see that.
It didn't age well over time, but dude, I wish it was still there instead of fucking Jimmy Fallon, if I'm being honest. Put Twister back in there. Take Jimmy Fallon out. Like, I remember when they announced that, I was like, what a downgrade. You're going from Twister to Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah.
So I was just like, it sucked. That ride was just cool. It wasn't a ride. It was more of a show. That's why I'm mixing it in with the shows, because you're watching it. You guys had Backdraft, so it's like the same concept.
Was awesome.
Yeah, same concept, but instead of fire, it's a tornado. So it's
literally,
the same. Yeah, it's the same issue. It's same problem you're dealing with: fire or a tornado recreated. So those are like the four that stand out to me. I'm gonna sprinkle in the Bill and Ted show that everyone loves too.
Classic. I forgot about that. Actually, that's my honorable mention too, for sure.
Yeah, the Halloween Extravaganza, is it, or Halloween? Adventure, Halloween Adventure, I think, right?
Prime HHN right there is when they had that, dude. That was the best. I remember that.
That's another. I guess they lost the rights to it and never renewed it because
Yeah.
they don't own those characters. So I'm guessing that's why. I don't know. People love that show.
They're
I don't know
begging for it to
why.
come back. They're like begging for it to
I
come
don't know
back.
why they just don't shell out the money and do it. It's not like, especially with the crowds that they get. And we're going to talk about
Yeah.
HHN to close out the show
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
but with the crowds that they get, like, dude, no one wants to see the shitty show you have now. Like, bring back the
Yeah.
old one. So,
Yeah.
whatever. We'll get to that in a second. All right. Before we get into that, is there a defunct attraction or attractions you wish you experienced?
Yeah, Jaws. That's like number one for sure. Confrontation, number two, 100%. You know, I wish I got to see those because they're so legendary, you know. But on the Hollywood side, it's not one that I wish I got to experience. It's one that I really wish I got to experience one more time. And it's not an attraction, it's a restaurant. But over by Back to the Future, there used to be a fried chicken place called Doc Brown's Fried Chicken. I'm telling you, to this day, it is like the best chicken I've ever had in my entire life. I wonder if it would hold up now. But I feel like the people that like I've like posted it for fun on my Instagram story, just like making a joke, being like, remember what they took from us? And like I'll always get like 5 or 6 people respond and be like, dude, that was like the best. I'm like, I know. I know I'm not alone in this. But dude, yeah, I need Doc Brown's chicken back. But yeah,
What's
for
there
sure.
now? What's in that space now? If I go back and I look
Cletus.
for, oh, so it's The Simpsons. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Cletus's chicken, but it's not the same. It's not.
That
It's
is kind
not
of
the
funny
same
though that
food.
they put him there.
Yeah,
So I didn't
but
even
yeah,
think of that.
Jaws and Kong will always be number one for me for sure. Especially Jaws, like number one.
Yeah, I mean that's the one. I mean, again, I think that's like if there's one IP they bring back to the park, I think it's Jaws that people want. Like they brought back Kong.
Yeah,
Now we're just waiting for Jaws. Like they're closing Supercharge next year.
yeah.
Come on, guys, bring
Questionable
Jaws
take.
back somehow.
Questionable take though. I kind of love the Kong ride out there. Not
Oh,
gonna
I
lie.
do too.
That's awesome, dude. I love it,
Yeah.
especially at night. It's so sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, it's
it's badass
yeah, it's I mean,
for
using
what it
that
is.
technology, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, for that like whatever the hell it's called, the screen, the round tunnel screen to deal. I mean, they utilized it the best because
yeah,
it's
for
not
sure.
just the screen. You got that beginning part where the Jeep
Yeah,
moves through like there's like giant bats and then you see
yeah,
the hunters or whatever. The girl gets dragged away and there's parts to it. And then the
for
tunnel
sure.
and then the fucking sick animatronic at the very end, the head of Kong's head. Yeah, dude, I love the new Kong ride. I get on it. I've been on it many times. I mean, again, they brought him back.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that if they're going to use that same technology and you want to bring Jaws back, just do it where Supercharge is going to be. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I know people
No,
want Back to the
100%.
Future back in the park or Ghostbusters. I want Jaws back.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, in my opinion, they don't own Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
Back to the Future and Jaws are both films that I think will outlive everyone. Like they'll
sure.
go on to be like known forever. They'll never be they're old movies, but everyone knows who Jaws is, even more so than I think Back to the Future. So I think like if they bring one IP back, that would be it. You know, I'm hoping,
Yeah.
man. I'm hoping that supercharged replacement is going to be Jaws. But I mean, I have a feeling whatever Hollywood gets is what we're going to get. Might be Wicked or some bullshit.
I was gonna say I have a feeling it's gonna be Wicked,
Fuck
but
that, dude. I'm not
just
gonna
that's my
horrible.
gut. That's my gut reaction.
Horrible. No offense to any Wicked fans out
Yeah,
there, but not
I'm
my
so
cup of
good on
tea.
that.
My
Yeah,
wife
man.
dragged me to watch both those movies.
Yeah.
Torturous,
that.
dude. It was a torturous experience. All right. So the two I have, I mentioned one, Backdraft. I never got to do it.
Yeah,
It was
sick.
closed when I went. By the time I had gone, it was gone. And your King, the West Coast King Kong encounter, I never got to do it.
Oh yeah, before it burnt down.
It was
Yeah.
burnt down in like, what is it, 08,
08.
09, around
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Oh 08, yeah.
Yeah, when I went, it was already gone. So I don't even remember if when I went, I think it was already the
3D.
Peter Jackson, like
Yeah.
what we have, like the
The diet
first version.
version,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
diet version of it.
Yeah.
The prototype version
Yeah,
is kind of what I
literally.
call it. Yeah, I wish I would have. People have told me it was really short.
It's very short. It was
yeah.
just one turn, pretty much, is all it was. But it was still sick. Like,
Yeah.
it looked great. It was scary.
Yeah,
Got close to the tram.
I love that movie, The Wizard.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite like movies when I was a kid. And I always remember at the end they're at, Universal Studios Hollywood and they run through that ride. So
Yeah,
I
it's
always
awesome.
thought that was a sick scene. Like they were able to jump out of the tram and like run around underneath it and go through the building. So like I
Yeah.
always remember that. And I was like, damn, I never got to experience that original Kong encounter.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Those are the two. I got to
Yeah.
do everything at like the Orlando park because I've been
Yeah,
going my
same for
whole
me.
life.
Same for
Yeah.
me. They didn't really make changes until Mummy. Like everything else was pretty much day one for the most part. You know what I mean? So I got to pretty much do it all. Dude, I even did the fucking chicken run walkthrough experience before the Mummy.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Chicken run.
That's some deep cut Universal stuff right there. Yeah, before the Mummy walkthrough, it was a chicken run. Like it wasn't like a haunted house, but like it was a walkthrough experience. But yeah,
Like a behind the scenes deal, right?
kind of. But it was also like kind of like a maze too. Like they had like haunt elements, but it wasn't scary. You know, it was like imagine like a family friendly HHN house.
They did something like that at Orlando in Orlando where it was for the Mummy Returns, I think, or it might have been the first one. And I remember I don't know where it was in the park. I don't remember. I think it might have been next to Confrontation, funny enough. And they had like, I have pictures of myself, like a teenager, like in front of like a mummy, decomposing mummy. And it's all behind the scenes shit. It wasn't a haunt. And I remember that. And I remember being kind of enamored with that. But yeah, man, Backdraft. I've watched videos of that. That shit looks sick.
Yeah, that's Transformers now.
Nah, fuck Transformers. Yeah, no offense to any Transformers. No, I'm not a Transformers guy.
Nope.
And I'll be honest, dude. Backdraft's a sick movie. So,
yeah, it is cool. Dude, it always used
yes.
to scare me when he would go to check the doorknob and it was hot. You know what I mean? Like when I was a kid, it used to scare me if I felt a hot doorknob.
Yeah, dude. My only problem with Backdraft as a movie is I wish at the end they had like an axe battle.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
that movie had a perfect setup for the two of them to have a battle with each have an axe, but it never happens. So it's my only gripe with Backdraft.
I'm due for a Backdraft rewatch.
It's sick, dude. I don't care what anyone says. Backdraft. Don't watch Backdraft 2. Don't do that to yourself. All right, this next point, just so we can kind of get to Epic Universe here. We won't dwell on it too much. I feel both of us ad nauseum have discussed this. But your favorite experience, your favorite year at Halloween Horror Nights?
I would say more than a year, but like a time frame would probably be because I feel like I know HHN has kind of just repetitive,
Now,
now exactly, yeah. But it was repetitive, but in a good way. I feel like for me at least, like HHN Hollywood 2010 to 14, I think is like perfect. Because 14 was Walking Dead, which we talked about in the last episode, where it was kind of like the nail in the coffin at HHN.
Yeah, it was a wrap. That was the beginning of the end for HHN.
And dude, honestly, a big point I talked to people about that didn't start going until post-pandemic is that Horror Nights used to not sell alcohol in the park over in Hollywood. They never used to sell alcohol, which is like, you want to have a few drinks, like whatever, that's fine. Like that's the best part about going to a haunted house is like, lightening up a little bit before you do it. But at Hollywood, they do not restrict this, or
people get belligerent, right?
Dude, and it just makes it, plus the lines and all the stuff, just now post alcohol sales is like also a nail on top of that Walking Dead nail for me personally. And like I said, it's nothing to do with people drinking. It's just, it's not regulated enough to a certain extent to where it just makes the experience now just unenjoyable when I just want to go have a good time.
Do you drink or no?
Occasionally, every now and then, but I'm
You're
not
probably
like
me. Yeah. I don't drink a lot either. Yeah.
It's pretty rare to, you know what I mean? Like whatever, I'll have like one or two, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like that is also just a big nail in the coffin for me, and it just hasn't really felt the same. But I still go every year because I at least find one thing I enjoy, and it's 5 minutes from my apartment, so of course
close, dude.
Yeah, and we usually go opening night, so it's not too bad, because anything after that is like, you're waiting forever without me. And I'm not paying express prices for that. So
yeah, it's I mean, again, we've talked. I mean, I think we talked about it. It's come up. I've reviewed the event. Yeah. I think the last time I went, I reviewed it by myself on the show. Yeah, man. So to be more positive,
yeah,
HHN 21 is the one I tend to 2011. That tends to be the one I think of. I think the first time I went was 2010. So 20 was the first time I went to the event. I didn't get to go in like the 90s. You know, I was too young, so like my mom didn't take me. But 2010, 2011 was when I first went. But I have specific memories of 2011 HHN 21 because that was before the oversaturation of all the IP haunts. So like Orlando had all original haunts, and the only IP haunt was The Thing. That shitty, like, I don't even want to say shitty because it's not that bad. It's not great, but it's not like offensive. I remember that year they had The Thing. That wasn't. Is it a remake? No, it's a prequel. What am I saying? It's a prequel. It takes place before the John Carpenter thing. That being the only IP haunt. And it was sick because you can tell how much effort they put into that one.
For sure.
Where it snowed on the inside. Like there was actually snow. There was a snow cat outside. There was actual snow. It was loud. They had all the like, you know, deformed alien parasite people jumping out at you. And then all the original haunts. And the lines weren't insane. I remember me and my ex-girlfriend knocking out the park. Like we were in the park already. We were there during the day. We waited. And I remember us we knocked out all the haunts and still had like an hour and a half to just hang out and get like food and get a drink. And it was like so chill. And then the last couple years I've gone, I don't know, 8 times, 7 times since 2011, where it just, I don't know what the hell's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with the event. It just like almost they sell too many tickets, or like you mentioned, the Stranger Things, Walking Dead, and all that shit is just bringing in the wrong people. So it's just, it's not about the love of Halloween and wanting to celebrate by going to their event. It's more about them making IP. A lot of money in IP. Yeah, it's like, you know, once Walking Dead, like you mentioned, and Stranger Things, I feel was like another nail in the coffin there.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest show ever at the time. And that is where you started getting like preteens showing up to go through the event. And I would agree, you know, I think Orlando always had booze from what I could remember, or as far as I've been going.
The blood bags.
Yeah, because I've been going since I could drink legally. So for me, I was like, I think there was always alcohol, but I don't remember seeing belligerent. Like on my last visit, I might have said this in my review or when I talked about it in the live. I think I did a live episode and I talked about my experience at Halloween Horror Nights last year. It was 2 years ago. And a woman passed out in line to get out because she was bombed. Like we were in line to get, I think, on the what haunt was it? It was Insidious. It was the new Insidious, which was kind of cool. They had a big red door you walk through and stuff. And I remember we're in line and this woman just falls, hits the ground, and her drink spills. She was probably dehydrated because it was hot as hell.
Humidity, on top of drinking all day.
And bombed. And I remember we're all in line and security's there. They had to get like not an ambulance, but whatever medical people they have there, and I'm just like, this is that right there was like, you know what? I think I'm going to take a break coming to this event for a few years. Yeah. You know? And then if I do go, I might just save up and pull the trigger and do the whole RIP tour thing.
Yeah. It's almost like to have an enjoyable time that's what you kind of have to do.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's I feel like a broken record right now, but it's been rough. I mean, for you, you're right there. You could go through it, not get on everything, just hang out, not worry about it. But like when I go to Florida, I want to get on everything. I want to be able to experience it. And I don't want to have to do like 3 days to experience everything. That's ridiculous. But even I said like last time we were there, I was like, this is too much now. Like it's just, even for me who loves this shit, it's just not enjoyable. Even just to get like a Ghostbusters s'more took me 40 minutes. I was like, this is not what I want to be doing when I'm here. You know, and then I think the other thing that they're doing, which is foul, is Fast Pass really doesn't do much anymore.
No, it's like a 45-minute wait usually.
Yeah. So I don't know what they need to change. I think they are going to hit a point where they're gonna make changes because I just think it's ridiculous. And then the RIP tour is like $500 or something crazy like that. But
Yeah.
dude, if I can go through everything without waiting and then have like an hour or two before and after, kind of just like get the food, get a drink, hang out, walk around the park, see the decorations, see the scare zones in peace, I think it's worth it. So, you know.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah. You know, if I was as close as you, you know, if you have a pass, you know, an annual pass, you can just go, whatever, go as many times as you want. But for me, it's like if I'm going, it's a trip, you know? So
100%. Yeah, 100%.
yeah. I know it's only a 2-hour flight, but still, it's, you know, it's still a trip. It's still a whole situation I have to plan.
And yeah, you can't just do that in a weekend.
No. All right. So to close things out here, we're gonna do a little Epic Universe discussion, just visiting it for the first time. I did a whole episode for the listeners, sharing my thoughts about Dark Universe only. So listeners, go check that out. I don't remember what I said. It was like an hour, it was like 45-minute long episode. Obviously I loved it, but you know, go over there, listen to that episode. I talk about the shit I bought, like my whole experience at Monsters Universe, Darkmoor, etc. But you, focusing on your first visit, you went opening night, right? Opening day, not night. Day.
Or opening week.
Yeah.
So I think it was open post previews for like 5 days.
Wow. So it was really close to when they let everyone in. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. It was, because it was going to be June. Yeah, it was going to be June. We left June 4th. Yeah, me and my girlfriend, the stars aligned and we were basically gifted a trip of our choice. And we were thinking about going to Japan and doing that. And then we're like, fuck, Epic Universe is about to open up. And so, yeah, we just did that. It was like booked it like a week in advance, I think, total, like everything, like super last minute. And it was dirt cheap to go. And like I said, flights were covered and we were all good. And so we just said, fuck it, let's go. We got on a red eye straight to the park from our flight, not sleeping, to Islands of Adventure. And I won't go on an hour and a half rant about that, but I got to do all that for the first time, which is super cool. Started off with Velocicoaster and then had that day. And then the second day we just did regular Universal, you know, did all the classics. She had never seen any of that stuff over there, so she was super stoked on that. Got to see Mummy, E.T., of course, amazing. And then day 3, it was fucking time to go, dude. It was Epic Universe time, and it said it was supposed to rain, so I was kind of panicking a little bit. You know, I was a little scared that we weren't going to be able to.
Always, dude. There was a day, the second day I went, it was raining like half the day. It's horrible.
Yeah, and so I was super nervous that we weren't able to do a lot of the stuff because of the rain, but we're all good. It was sunny all day. Initially, like we got early entry because we were at a Universal hotel, and seeing the park open up for the first time and knowing that I am one of the few first people to go in was something I'll never forget. It was crazy to like think about in the moment. And same thing, like you said, it's like that I can't believe I'm here kind of thing. And because it's still so fresh and new and exciting, and like seeing how like clean everything was and like the grand square, it's like you could just tell it's like so new, which is, and I really like that the opening entrance to the park is not IP based. I think it's really cool that they did something original versus, you know, trying to cram something in. So it's kind of just like when you leave each portal, it kind of like refreshes your brain a little bit. It's like a palate cleanser before you're, you know, overstimulated central with every IP you can imagine. But yeah, got there, immediately did Stardust Racers the second I walked in the park. Did you do that when you went?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Still not as good as Velocicoaster.
That's though. What I was talking. I rode with some random kid because my girlfriend doesn't like roller coasters, and I was talking to him about that, and I was like, I don't know. I think it's okay. It's fun. I didn't get to do it at night, and that's what everyone says is the best, is like to do it at night. But I don't think it's better than Velocicoaster. That's for sure.
I'll be honest, it gave me a little bit of a headache.
Really?
Yeah, I was shocked because of how smooth. You know, like Velocicoaster doesn't give me a headache.
Yeah.
But I think what happens with Stardust is that all the like intertwinedness of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I enjoyed it. but it did give me a little bit of a headache that morning. That was one of the first things we got on because it's like one of the first things you hit. And I just remember being like, it's good.
Yeah.
I don't even know if, like, in the future, I'd probably save it for last because of the headache, because of the headache I got, at least on it. So I was like, you know what? This is like on the way out. Jump on it. Like, just because I feel like, especially with the way the rides are laid out afterwards, if you're doing, like, let's say, like, you know, you're going around, starting that side, going the other way with Nintendo being the last thing you do. I just feel like, it did give me a little bit of a headache. So I was just like, maybe I'll do this last. So it's fun. It's cool, but it's not Velocicoaster.
I'll put it this way. I did Stardust Racers once, and within only 2 visits to Islands of Adventure my entire trip, I did Velocicoaster 7 times.
Yeah.
So
There's a clear winner there.
Yeah, it was that was insane. But and then I think we started off in Nintendo Land, and I don't really care about Nintendo that much, but I love Donkey Kong. I've always loved Donkey Kong. I like anytime that's the only Nintendo thing I really keep up on. So I was extremely excited, especially Donkey Kong Country. That's like my favorite Nintendo game ever. And so going there, I was just as hyped as I was for the Dark Universe stuff. Like exactly the same amount. And then we did Minecart Madness, and it broke down a million times. We were in line, waited like 2.5 hours. We waited 2.5 hours for it, but it was cool. I don't think I'll wait that long ever again. Did you do it?
Yeah. I got on it. I was only able to get on it one time.
Yeah,
and it was on our second day there because the wait is so insane. So I think we ran to that the second morning. It was like the first thing because I think that one opens a little later.
Yeah.
So we like ran over there, hung out in Nintendo World, and then as soon as they started lining people up for it, we just we made it maybe like 45 minutes because it was the first thing we tried to do. It's cute. I mean, I like the way it enters the building and like you see them on another cart, and then it looks like it's jumping the track and then the waterfall and all that. It's cool. It's not, it's not amazing, but it's for kids. I get what they're going. I love Nintendo. Like I love the old Nintendo, obviously. But like I love Mario Kart and stuff. Like I own a Switch. I play Mario Kart. I play Zelda and things like that when I have free time. So I was excited because I didn't check out the California park. But I agree with you. I was more excited for the Donkey Kong ride coaster more so than even Mario Kart because I watched no videos of Mario Kart beforehand, but I heard people tell me they didn't like it. So I kind of was going into it negative already. I was like, oh, this is going to be... The first thing people told me was that it doesn't go fast. It's slow.
Yeah.
It's more like a dark ride. And then I remember going and just being like, honestly, if and when I go back, if I don't get on Mario Kart, I'll live.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend the time getting on Donkey Kong. Like it's a better ride in my opinion.
For sure. Every time I go to Hollywood, I love Bowser's Challenge, like Mario Kart, big time, and all my friends hate it.
Oh,
my
you
girlfriend
do?
hates
You're
it.
a big fan. Wow, I'm shocked.
No, I think it's great. I don't know. I just think it's fun. Like if there's,
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait anything other than like 20 minutes for it. But if you go on like a weekday, it's usually dead. But if there's no line, I have a good time every time I do it. But I do agree. I think the minecart is better.
I mean, it's a roller coaster, so it's got like the thrill factor compared to Mario Kart. That like nothing, you're just like you're trying to throw shells and stuff. But like, I don't know.
I like the queue for the ride more than the actual ride. You know what I mean?
Oh no, same. I love the room you go in and you see all their suits and stuff, and like walking through Bowser's castle, and then you see his room where he has all his like bombs and things. I mean, if I had to pick the two, it would always be Donkey Kong's coaster in that land.
I always say if that ride would have a make or break, if they made that part where you fight the boss Bowser, like the big one, practical, it would have been so much better. Like if that one part was practical, like how Kong is, like that scale of a animatronic, if they just put that into it, it would have been a completely different ride. But
I remember I went on it with my mother. And I remember my mom just saying, like, I'm so confused. What am I supposed
yeah, I did it with my mom too. She said the same exact thing. She's like,
She was
I
like,
don't get it.
I don't know what I'm doing. I think we were on it and she was like, you have to, she was telling me, like, you got to shoot them. And I was like, Mom, I
Yeah.
know. Then we got off. She's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing on that ride. I was like, well, that's the problem with the ride.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think the sets are cool on it though. Like the practical sets are awesome. So
Donkey Kong was cool. I really wanted to meet him. I really wanted to get a picture. And then I asked the worker, and they're like, no, it's too hot for him. So I'm assuming that big ass suit is probably not the best to wear in the end of May in Orlando. So
it's too
I
hot
didn't get
for
to
him.
see him.
I can't believe they said that to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I was pissed. I just wanted my picture with Donkey Kong, but whatever.
It's too hot for Donkey Kong. He's a monkey. What are you trying to say?
And then we went over to Dark Universe, which was like obviously the most anticipated thing, and kind of just like walked around for like an hour and just looked at everything before we did Monsters Unchained because it was at a 15-minute wait all day. So I was just kind of like did not want to just like, get it over with and then kind of be underwhelmed from that point on. So just looked at everything. Crazy being there. That was walking in there for the first time was insane. Like this is actually real and like something like if this was a thing when I was 10 years old, I would have lost my mind. And I felt like a kid walking into somewhere like that, so catered to my interest almost. And it was insane seeing that, like the fountain and the girl playing the violin, Igor's walking around, Invisible Man's. It's just like this is insane.
Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you, dude. That's the
blade.
land I was in the most. The guy, we were there. I think we ran back to it like on my 2 visits. We ran back there. Like we ended both nights there again.
Yeah,
and I think I went back to buy the big Frankenstein figure because I really wanted him. And we went back there a bunch. Like my feet were killing me by the time the day ended because we would always end up in that area for obvious reasons. So, I mean, I agree, dude. It was like surreal to hear about this thing for years.
Yeah.
And then finally get to go through it. I mean, it's the smallest land if we're being honest. But dude, I mean, it's like if you're a horror fan, and I get it, there's people that are like purists or like Universal Monster purists, and like they don't look like they did in like the 30s, but it's a contemporary take. They don't look bad. Yeah.
That's the most important part is that they don't look bad.
And then the meet and greets look like the way they did, basically. Yeah. Like I met Frankenstein and the Bride, and for the most part, they look like what you'd expect.
Yeah. Every time we tried, the line was capped out. I was so bummed. But I got I got a really good picture with the Invisible Man, which was sick because I guess he doesn't like taking pictures with people.
Yeah.
But he was like super cool to me. I don't know. It was a really cool interaction. And then we did Monsters Unchained, but like I said, I couldn't wait and I spoiled the whole ride for myself. So but still, like I said, is one of the most amazing things. It's just when I went, Mummy wasn't working. We wrote it 5 times, I think, and the Mummy wasn't working the entire time.
Really? That's usually the one I think that is functional.
I didn't see it at all, and like not until our last ride, the brides that like fly around the towers and stuff, those weren't working. A lot of black curtains. A lot of black curtains.
I have a theory. I was telling my wife. So and I don't know how true this is. I haven't looked into it on Reddit or anything like that. So I was telling my wife about those black curtains because we got on it like 5 times. So, when you get on it like that 3rd time, you're really looking at every little detail. Yeah. And I told her, I said, on all the merch, you have the bride there. She's not on the ride. And I still say that one of those, like that, there's like a point where it's completely blank.
Yeah, like nothing happens. Yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion that's where she was supposed to go.
And they just like couldn't land in time.
I don't know. Or they can add her in the future because I can totally see them doing that too. Because in reality, you can just pass by and she's just there and doing something.
Just add an animatronic. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I still say, because I bought a shirt because I'm not crazy about the merch that they have there. But I did buy one shirt that has all the monsters and it was like gray or something. I was like, I have to buy something that I can wear for this land. And she's on the show. She's on all of them. I bought some magnets and she's on that. She's all over the park. You can meet her, but she's the only one not on the ride. And the Invisible Man's not on the ride either. But I just feel like those curtains, that blank space is where something else was supposed to happen. And they maybe just stopped because of budget or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they just canceled it, or maybe in the future they will. I just feel like there is a few moments there where they can add to the ride, and it won't really, because it's such chaos.
Yeah.
That they could easily add another scene and
just blend right in.
It'll blend right. It could just be her fighting one of Dracula's brides or something.
Yeah.
You know, like you just see her in a room screaming or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because none of the characters are really introduced. They're all just there in your face. Like there's no there's no like intro to the creature. You just go down and he's right
and he's there. He's hanging out. Well, rumor, hopefully we get that creature ride, dude.
I know that's gonna be amazing if that happens.
I'm hoping we get that, dude. That's what the land really needs, is just one more ride, and maybe like push it back another shop or something, another like food. Did you eat at the land?
Yeah, I did a little bit. Just kind of not. It was kind of expensive, so I don't feel like I got to do. I don't think I got to do it as much as the normal person would get to experience it, because I just kind of played it safe. Like we had the Pizza Moon spot, that was really good, but that was like the only really like air quote
I will say this thing. Next time you go to the the bar with the windmill, the
the burning
windmill, the flaming windmill, the burning windmill. Go to that bar, get the garlic pretzel. Slamming, it's so good.
Really? Oh, yeah.
And then
the steak thing.
Steak, like it's like a steak pretzel, and then there's like these small little cold. They're like cheese balls, but they're
the black things.
They're like cold, dude. I think we ordered that like 4 times. It's so bad. I was like, my cholesterol's rising just eating this shit.
I got a Frankenstein pretzel. I had to do that. Of course.
Oh yeah. Is there green sauce with that, or am I thinking Shrek? Yeah, there is. Right? Yeah. So I mean, dude, it's magical, man. That land. I don't know if it's just because it's us saying it and we're like horror theme park Halloween people. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it, but it's the best thing. I'm gonna be 100% transparent here. It kind of ruined the rest of the park for me.
For sure, 100%. Especially Dark Universe at night is like
dude, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it was like kind of like cloudy when we were there, because it was like raining the whole weekend, so it was just perfect atmosphere, but it was humid, so it was kind of funny. But
did you get on Curse of the Werewolf at night?
No. I didn't go on it. I didn't go on it at all. I just because of the spins, I was kind of just like,
it's not that bad if you want my honest opinion. And I get nauseous too, so you're not alone in that one. It doesn't spin that much.
Okay.
So next time you go, make sure you're on an empty stomach.
100%. No burning blade.
No burning blade. Yeah, don't fucking go on there stuffed. Get on it. It's not that bad. It's really it's easy. It's not, it doesn't spin that much. They kind of just turn a little bit and that's it. I was a little worried about that too, but I was like, it's a werewolf theme, like a Wolfman themed coaster. I have to get on it. Like I ended up getting on it a couple times, but it's better at night because the sound effects work better. The barn looks cooler.
All lit up, yeah.
Yeah, lit up. You can make out the werewolves that are inside a little better with their eyes glowing and stuff. But dude, it's great. It's amazing.
the werewolves, fun fact, were actually made by the guy who did all the makeup on scarecrows. So that was
really?
That was the big reason I wanted to go see it, because he designed the werewolf on there. It's just like a little like.
Oh, dude, it's so fast though. You could barely see the detail. You're like passing. You pass through the barn 3 times, I think, or 2 times.
Yeah.
But it's so fast, you barely can even catch a glimpse of it. Dude,
that was my main reason I wanted to go see it.
It's like I said, it kind of ruined the rest of the park for me because of just my interest. I was like, this is going to be nothing is going to top this for me. Just kind of eating. I made sure to eat at all the restaurants, like the vampire one, the what was it called? Steakhouse, Das Steakhouse. Yeah.
I walked in there. I didn't eat anything.
Oh,
in
dude.
There, but I just walked around and
so
looked
sick
around.
Looking.
Yeah, it's really cool in there. Yeah, and then Dark Universe was unbelievable, especially at night. Did all those rides on Monsters Unchained, and like I said, me and my girlfriend were talking about after, we were both just a little underwhelmed. I don't know, just like something, just like a little, just like maybe because all the effects weren't working and it kind of just soured the taste at first. But I think I need to go see it again.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem with the park in general. Just some of the rides aren't working
Yeah.
fully, and they have issues with the animatronics and stuff. I know Harry Potter has that all the time. We haven't even gotten there yet.
Yeah.
This episode's a monster of an episode over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I knew this would happen. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the issue. I tried not to hype myself up too much
Yeah.
before going, and I didn't watch any videos. I saw pictures of the land, and I was like, okay, I can't ignore the pictures, but I didn't watch any ride-throughs of Monsters Unchained or even the Werewolf roller coaster. I didn't watch anything. I avoided it at all cost. So I think I went in not knowing anything, hence why I left like really happy. And as like a fan of those monsters and of the characters, and I even told myself I have to like take a picture with Frankenstein and the Bride, and
Yeah.
like I just knew, I was like, okay, this is my thing. Like I don't know another amusement park that's going to have all year round a monster, Universal or a monster themed land in general. So I don't know. I wasn't underwhelmed. It is small, which is probably the only thing about it, but it like, I don't know. I think next time I go to Epic Universe, honestly, dude, I'm probably going to skip half the park and just hanging out in there made me happy,
For sure.
So that's
No, I agree.
kind of how I feel about it, like it just made me happy. Being there at night, and I agree, at night where you hear like rats sound effects in the bushes and shit, like it's perfect. And the graveyard in the front and the stores, and I bought, the only thing I'm mad I couldn't get was the record.
Oh yeah. They had it when I was there. I just didn't want to travel back with it.
Yeah,
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, the Frankenstein that I wanted was there. There's a big. He's like over. He's right there. Actually, he's right there.
Yeah.
I wanted him, so I got him, but I really wanted the record, and I'm not spending $150 on eBay to get it, so that's not happening. So
I think it was also like $75 in the park, and I think that would have dropped.
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
That's just when I was like, I don't. I was like, realistically, I don't need to be vacuuming my 1-bedroom apartment listening to the music of Dark Universe. You know what I mean?
Dude, a part of me was like, I'm really picky with records that I buy because I tend to really only buy. There's some bands I like, I'll buy their shit, but mostly it's like horror and Halloween records, old Halloween records and horror shit. So I'm really picky with it. So I was like, that was the only time you can get it. So I was like,
for sure, yeah.
I'll drop 75 on the record, and then I'll drop 40 or 50 for the Frankenstein, and then end up buying a shirt and magnets. So there you go. I ended up spending fucking way more than I anticipated. I think me and my wife bought the same shirt too. Yeah. Like this was the only one. We're real picky with what we wear. So she was like, "Oh, this is the shirt I like." I was like, "Oh, it's kind of cool." So she ended up buying it for me too. So
yeah, the only thing I bought was a tiny plush Donkey Kong. That's all I got.
Listen, that's a good one too.
Yeah, but even like with that park though, the IP stuff I don't even care about too was still awesome. Like I had the How to Train Your Dragon area is my second favorite under Dark Universe for sure. Like I had a great time, and I've never seen any of those movies.
Same.
But it was really cool just seeing like all the giant animatronics, and that coaster is great. It's phenomenal.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Even if you don't know anything about it, it's just a really solid like family coaster. And yeah, I think we ended up riding that like 4 or 5 times because like I said, the lines minus Harry Potter, everything was 20 minutes like max.
Yeah, you guys got really lucky on that visit. Yeah, because when I went, that was one of the How to Train Your Dragon coaster was one of the longest waits too. I think we waited an hour and 10 minutes to get on that a second time. The first time we had Fast Pass, so we walked right onto it. The second day we didn't have Fast Pass, so we chose what rides we wanted to get on again because we knew we were going to wait. And that one we wanted to go on again. And yeah, we waited like an hour and some change, I think, to get on it. But I mean, I like the theming of that one when you see all the baby dragons hatch. Yeah, then it goes backwards, I think, at one point because it fails, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And then you see the dude and I don't know their names.
Neither, I have no idea.
The dragon helps push you out. Yeah, I mean, it's cute. I didn't like the water ride much.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that one.
I didn't like that one though. It's like fire something. Fire drill. I think is what it is. Some shit like that. I don't even know.
No, we didn't do that.
Yeah, it's kind of lame. I'll skip that one next time. I'll look at it and I'm like, all right, I'm good. Nothing happens on that. That's like as kiddie of a ride as it gets.
For sure. Wrong audience for sure.
Yeah. It's not my thing. That land is good. The mac and cheese cone, phenomenal.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people walking around.
Oh, dude,
so like, damn.
Dude. And I'm a picky eater. Like I'm always watching what I eat.
Yeah.
And I didn't care.
The
Oh, that thing was really good.
the food lines were longer than the rides there. I think too because people are trying to like, try the viral things and make videos of them being there getting the foods, but there's a certain point where I was like trying to grab something quick and my girlfriend got food in Harry Potter and all the food lines were like over 30 minutes and
Wow.
everything there is so spaced out. So like I walked from Harry Potter over to the How to Train Your Dragon and then back to the Harry Potter because I couldn't find anything to eat. So it was a little hard to navigate, and it was hot. It was so hot that day. But that was probably my biggest complaint about it was just everything's pretty spread out, so it kind of makes it hard to. Also, I'd never been there before, so I don't know where anything is.
Yeah, so you're kind of just figuring out where everything.
Yeah.
There's like no more maps and shit. So
No.
you're on your phone looking at trying
Yeah.
to figure out where everything is. Let's move to Harry Potter because I know you hate this ride.
Yeah,
Battle
man.
of the Ministry. Let's hear why.
Well, we got in line, and this was pre knowing that the single rider line is basically a myth because we were like, oh, let's try the single rider line, but that ride holds so many people, and the need for a single rider is not needed. So that line ends up actually being longer than the regular line. We were like, oh, we're gonna be smart, but yeah, I think we waited like 3.5 hours for it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and by the end of the line, like halfway through the line, we both had to go pee. So we had to like one of us had to leave, walk all the way around that long ass queue, find a team member, go to like this special restroom they have in the queue because of this reason, and then switch out. It's just like walking past all those people and then having to walk back to your space. And just like,
I think my mom had to do that. I think at one point she was like, I'm gonna go find a bathroom. And I was like, all right, good luck. And she ended up finding one. I think same situation. Yeah. So.
And I don't know, just like for that payoff where it's pretty much just looking at a screen the whole time, it was not worth it. We only had one day in the park, and that Harry Potter line wiped us out so bad that we actually left the park, went back to the hotel and napped for like 3 hours and then went back. Yeah. And like that was the whole reason why we went was to go to Epic Universe, but we were so wiped out from that line because of just like everything on top of it, and then having to just creep slowly and you just don't know where the end of the line is. You're just in another room.
Yeah, it's a long wait, dude. Like I think I didn't wait. Unfortunately, I didn't wait 3 hours. I think we waited maybe an hour and like 20 minutes for it at one point, or an hour and a half. I think was our longest wait. The first time we went to it first.
Yeah,
so we almost like 30 minutes we were on it. Because we walked straight to that area. My mom was like, "Oh, we have to go on Harry Potter first," and I was like, "All right, let's do it." Because you know where my eyes were set. I was like, I don't give a shit about it. Yeah, I was like, I want to make sure we go over there. Listen, I'm not a Harry Potter guy like you are. You're not. I've just watched all the movies last year, and I watched them specifically because I was going, like because of the parks, because of all the rides, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to Epic Universe. Got a new land. Let's watch all the movies finally." Yeah, listen, I'll say this about Battle of the Ministry. Scope-wise, it is amazing. Like, that queue is great.
Yeah, the queue's unbelievable.
Yeah, the building itself looks great. You going through that Flu network thing.
Yeah, that was really sick.
And then seeing, like, the statue, and then going through all the offices. You go through her office with that elf that's in there, goblin or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
The pink room with all the cat pictures. But the ride is a little, I don't know. It's a weird one because I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I was like, if I don't get on it again, I'm good. I got on it twice. I think the ride itself, it is grand. And when you look, dude, it's impressive. When you look like off to the side and you can see another elevator. Yeah. It's huge. Yeah. That's what's impressive to me. The size of the rooms. But yeah, the ride itself is kind of like whatever. Again, we got Harry Potter. We got the three of them. It's just, they're beating a dead horse at this point, I think. 100%. I think it's just time to move on from Harry Potter.
Yeah, I agree.
Now they're building a new one. They're building another Harry Potter ride now, which is crazy.
Yeah,
why?
It's probably, think about like all those wands and capes. And it's like, that's like $300 out the door right there.
There's a new show. They're going to recast all these characters. This ride's going to be dated in the next year or two.
Yeah.
I don't understand what they're going for, but hey, whatever. I mean, again, it's bringing the money, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd rather another Nintendo ride, if I'm being honest, than another Harry Potter ride. Like, just give me Nintendo. But I know the future is going to be like Wicked and stuff like that. So I'm like, ugh. Listen, as long as the Monster Land is there, I'm good. Expand that with one more ride, and I'm happy.
Luigi's Mansion Dark Ride. And dude, be perfect. Yeah.
If they do that, that'd probably be my second favorite thing in the park. Yeah. If that opens up, I love those games.
Me too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I like Epic Universe. I think it's a cool park. It definitely feels a bit, because I didn't even talk about this in my episode. I strictly stuck with Dark Universe the entire video and episode. I think the park is cool. It does feel small when you really think about it. There's not a lot to do there. And that's why the lines are insane, especially when it rains. Everything is shut. All the coasters are shut down, basically. And all the outdoor rides. So too many outdoor rides, not enough dark rides. That's really my main issue with it. But outside of that, it is a really pretty looking park. Like, I can't wait for them to open up. Yeah, I can't wait for them to open up like 2 or 3 more lands, because they have the space, I think, to open up 4 more like portals.
Oh, wow.
I think 3 or 4 more if they wanted, and expand a couple more. So I'm just like, I'm curious where they go. I mean, I'm not going to go back. I probably maybe next year I might go back. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm in no rush to go back there.
Yeah, I went 2 days and I experienced everything and ate a lot. I do want to go back to Darkmoor and Dark Universe just because of what it is. You know, like just hang out there all day. Go there for like half the day. Like I don't need to get on Harry Potter again. I don't need to get on Mario Kart again.
Yeah.
It's just like get on 3 rides and hang out in the Dark Universe, and that's it basically. So,
I said, even with napping, like I feel like I wouldn't have got, because I did everything multiple times, you know, and I think because of the capacity thing, I just got lucky. But I think if it was a regular operating day, I probably would have been a little bummed, because
you probably would have hated the park.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I think if the line wasn't so long for that Battle of the Ministry, for the payoff that it is, I think I would like it more. It's just I feel like I did waste a really big chunk of my day waiting in that line for something that was just 100% not for me.
Yeah, because I mean, I agree. It's not, if it's a 3-hour wait, it's not worth it. That ride's not worth a 3-hour wait. If it's a walk on or maybe 30 minutes, sure, but
100%.
Anything more than an hour, go on some other stuff and maybe check back later if it's shorter. But it's not worth the wait.
I agree.
But before we close out the show here, so that same time you had gone to Islands of Adventure for the first time, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What did you think of that park?
Oh, that's the best theme park in the world. I think it's amazing. Go walking around Jurassic Park area at night when it's all humid and stuff, like, dude, that is like a feeling that just like tickled some itch in my brain. Like, it just like it was so satisfying to finally be there, and after all those years of wanting to go, dude, it was unbelievable. Like, Spider-Man was so cool. Everything.
It's one of the best dark rides, dude. That ride, yeah.
I think we rode literally everything but Popeyes and the log ride.
Oh, Dudley Do Right?
Yeah, which I really wanted to do. I really did want to do it. It was
the most uncomfortable ride to get into.
Really, yeah. We were just not equipped for being soaked. You know what I mean?
Like, maybe had been miserable the rest of the day because you get Popeye, you get like I'm talking. If you're wearing socks, it's over. Take them off.
I see people walking out just like bummed out how wet they are, and I was like, I'm not trying to get that wet, especially with socks on.
Yeah, I'm a psychopath. I get on it every time, and then afterwards I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have gotten on it. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have gotten on that stupid ride. Dude, it's a great Islands of Adventures. It's so good.
It's my favorite theme park I've ever been to, like, hands down. I think that it's still very classic Universal, but also kind of modern to the point where it's not annoying. And it's like Hagrid, Spider-Man, Kong, Jurassic Park. It's like I think it's a better park than Universal Orlando. But
I think so too. I agree with you. It's out of the 3 parks right now as they stand, Islands of Adventure is the best one.
It is, yeah. Every corner is themed, even the lost content or whatever, even though it's like dead now, it's still cool.
Oh, dude, they're gonna build something crazy there.
Yeah,
I don't know what, but they're gonna end up building some. That's gonna become another land, and that's when that park's gonna get even better. I have a feeling, because whatever ride they put there is gonna be. I mean, they have a lot of space in that area, I know people said like Zelda, I think, is one rumor, which would be sick.
There was some building permit for the same company who made Velocicoaster, but I don't think it's going to be a coaster. It's going to be something else. That's what I saw. I saw something online recently. It's like a blueprint for a ride, but it looks like a spinning almost theater ride.
I know Pokemon, they just got like the okay to make rides. So, I mean, I'm not a big Pokemon guy. I don't know much about Pokemon.
But it'd be cool if they brought it to life.
As long as it's not wicked, dude, we're good.
Yeah. Yep.
That's really what that's the one. Listen, I'll close out this Islands of Adventure talk here. That's really the only thing that can come to these parks that I will just be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to get stuck getting on them, like getting on whatever it is at least once. But just like, there's like, those movies do not scream attraction to me. I don't know why, but I guess I know I'm in the minority.
Maybe like a show would be cool for that. You know, that would make sense.
Don't even do that. Don't. Just make it. Bring Jaws back.
Yeah.
Bring Jaws back. That's what we need. Jaws, Pokemon. I'll take Zelda. If you're gonna stick, because you know that's the money makers right there for them. So that's 100%. What they want. And give us that Creature from the Black Lagoon ride if it happens. That's the monster kid in me.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want to get in a little boat. And the fucking creature jumps out and tries to eat me. That's what I want.
And I'm not going to watch YouTube videos on it this time before I go. That's for sure.
Don't spoil it. Do not spoil it next time, man. Come on. Don't do that to yourself. So that was Universal Studios Theme Park Memories. Alex, thank you so much for joining me for this 2-hour extravaganza. Over 2 hours. We knew we would discuss these parks 100%. For a long time. So, listeners, if you're still here, thank you for sticking around. This long, us just ranting about how much we love these parks. Where can people find you and Razors in the Night?
I'm on Instagram, just at Razors in the Night. I think Razors in the Night _, because there's a band that has the same name, I guess, and I always get tagged in their show flyers, so I had to like change it a little bit. Just Razors in the Night on Instagram. But I do stuff pretty frequently, and as of right now, it's my full-time job. So if you want to buy something that you like, it's much appreciated.
Go support my dude. Got some good stuff up there. I own some of it. Always dropping shit. I know he works hard, right? So
try my
support
best.
The cause. Listen, there's a lot of shitty, I think we said this last time, there's a lot of shitty horror t-shirt companies out there. Support the little guy.
Yeah.
No offense to them, but there's a lot of there's a lot of garbage out there. There's a lot of crap out
That's
there.
Another 5-hour episode.
Yeah, well, I think we discussed this last time, so we'll leave it at that. But yeah, dude, thank you for joining me here again. Just want to say that again. I know it's been far too long. I'll have you on again in the future. We'll do Disney next time.
I'm so down to do Disney. Yeah, you have no idea.
2-hour adventure.
I've never been to Orlando Disney, so it'd have to be just land specific, which might not. Have you been?
Yeah, I've been to both.
Okay.
Both sides.
Yeah, I've never been to Orlando, so
I've been to the California and been to the Anaheim Park and the Orlando Park. So we'll do that in the future. That'll be another 2-hour extravaganza of us talking about rides. But yeah, be sure to subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Blue Sky, Facebook, all that good stuff at Haunted Hangover. Head over to hauntedhangover.com where you can find links to the Patreon page. This gentleman is going to take a crack at the Haunted Hangover Terrifying 20. Talk about more Halloween shit over there. Rate and review us. It'd be greatly appreciated. And as always, remember, the best cure for a hangover is
more booze.
Catch you guys later.